We are in. We're live.
Sweet.
How's it going, guys?
I got my red. I got the Red Bull ready to go, man.
Yeah, dude. It's I'll tell you what. The Australian time zone it's not favorable, hey.
I mean, I'm usually doing these at like 10:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning over in the States. But I mean, for you to do a steak and then go right into it till like 3 in the morning, man, that's a mad stream.
Dude, it's a big Saturday night, big Saturday night out, chilling out on Kick, chilling out on Steak, chilling out talking to good people. Fuck, we've got a bit of people in the chat here. We got a bit of a crowd, a few people spamming the old CX emote. Guys, once again, we've got Kick Talk episode, this is episode 9, right, Andrew?
Episode 9, man. We're almost at double digits.
It's going good. I'll tell you what, we're only just getting started though, I like to think. I think we're only still just scratching the surface of what this has the potential to be. But today we've got two really incredible guests. We've got Demisux. We also got Ice Poseidon coming on. Is Ice Poseidon around? I didn't see him in the Discord.
I haven't seen him yet, man. I'm sure he's going to make an entrance. I'm almost positive of it. He was pretty active in our communication back and forth. But I'm gonna keep on pinging him, man, just to make sure he crawls into his channel in Discord for sure, man.
Fuck, if Ice doesn't show up, we're gonna be devastated, no?
I mean, is it classic Ice Poseidon or what does he do? What do we do? Maybe we would just take to Kick and see if anyone's down for joining us, man. Last minute.
Yeah, you know what? I think that could actually end up working. Yeah, if for whatever reason Ice doesn't rock up, but again, I think he will. I think he's. I think he'll be here. I haven't been in communications with him about this one. You've obviously led the comms, but he knew what time it was, right?
Oh yeah. He was crystal clear, man. Crystal clear.
yeah. All right. Anyway, nonetheless, like you said, I tell you what, if for whatever reason we don't end up getting a hold of Ice, we can most certainly we can pull in someone just like new and brand new from the from the chat, from whatever, right? I think we can figure it out. So, ad hoc Kick Talks, maybe that's the way it needs to be. That'll be something something a little bit different, something mix it up. Definitely can't go wrong with that.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that before, right? Where we would just jump in, see if anyone was down. So, hell, man. Oh, just gotta roll with the punches, get some new segments going, man. But yeah, man. Demisux, man. She took off like a rocket on Kick, man. When she came over. I mean, she had a really great following on Twitch. She had a good following on YouTube. I mean, she came up as like a Fortnite pro practically, just doing a bunch of like Fortnite React content. She does a lot of React content right now, and I think she's gone kind of into the gym streams and things of that nature. But she just keeps evolving, man, and like she's probably one of the most authentic creators that we have out here on Kick, meaning like she does not shy away from like speaking her mind. She will say whatever, and I think that's why her community loves her, man. Because she's like heavy authentic, man, like not overly produced, man. So just really excited to talk to her about like where she's been going here on Kick, man.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, let's bring Demi down. You want to drag Demi into the channel, or?
Yeah, I got you. Here we go. Boom.
Hey, Demi, how's it going? Oh, no, we lost her. Oh, she's back.
Oh, my bad.
How's it going, Demi?
We got you.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you yet.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm silly.
There we go. We got you.
Okay. We good? What up, dogs?
Hey, welcome to Kick Talk. Thank you for taking the time to come on. I think we've definitely got a pretty epic lineup today. Thanks to yourself and Ice for coming on and making the time. I've just got a couple of questions really quickly for you, Demi, and then I'll pass it right on over to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Just on the kick side, right? Like you came over here like pretty sporadically, right? Like you kind of just like decided to take a plunge one day and just join up, and then from there it kind of worked out pretty well, right? Like it seemed like it was doing pretty good. Just in terms of the kind of that journey thus far, like what's it been like? I saw that you've been mixing up the content, you've been trying a whole bunch of new stuff. It's been going all right, yeah? Or what's the experience been like thus far?
Yeah, I mean, at first it was like just desktop vibes, and then now I kind of just do like gym stuff and like COD. But I mean, it's been pretty good. I liked it, or I like it so far. It's just I want to do more stuff, like more interesting stuff and cool stuff. But I'm also just it's so hard to try to constantly pump new content out. Like you get like kind of tired. You know what I mean?
You're doing
And
like
then
some
like people just complain.
you're doing some like
Yeah,
crazy
just
long streaming, right? Like I literally I'll go to sleep and then I wake up the next day and then I'll like go to sleep and you're like still live kind of thing. Like you're doing like hours and hours and hours. Like you're streaming like your whole life almost. Like it feels like you're like following your 24/7 life almost.
yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else better to do, so I just stream. But yeah, kind of. I just stream like 4 hours after waking up, and then I just stream, and then I go to sleep, and then I do it all over again.
Andrew was mentioning this just before, but you started off with doing like pro Fortnite, right? Have you thought about going
Yeah.
back to that at all, or?
No, I mean, I kind of just play COD now, which is the same, but I didn't really play pro Fortnite. It was more just like I would just play a lot of Fortnite, but now I just play a lot of COD. So I kind of stream a lot of COD.
Fair enough. What? So are you what?
Yeah, I saw you watching. Yeah, I saw you watching the esports World Cup the other day with the Fortnite comp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just a bunch of rumors flying around that you just played Fortnite at a crazy high level.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was that high level. Like for me, it probably felt high level, but like in retrospective, like it probably wasn't like a ass.
Wait, what did you like win
But
money
yeah.
playing or anything, or no?
I played tournaments, like, but those are the ones that you got invited to. So, and like last place, I think always
that's
got
pro
got
enough,
money.
no? If you're
Anyways.
playing tournaments with like your cash
It was
prize,
like
that's professional at that point, no?
I guess, yeah, I'm pro. I'm really good. Fuck it.
So what, Demi, at the moment for you, it's just basically just trying to figure out where the content goes, and you kind of just kind of floating around figuring out what's next almost in terms of where you want to see the live streaming go.
Yeah, I also want to do like IRL stuff, like travel. But other than that, that's it.
Why did
That's
you
where I'm
not go
at.
to the Hunger Games?
Because I would have lost. I
Were
don't
you
even know how that girl lasted so long.
were you not tempted to go at all, or?
I was. Ice messaged me and was like, if you want to go, it's gonna be tough. Like he should have been like, you should come. But he was like being honest and saying it's gonna be hard. And then I was like, yeah, no. Like
There could have been a
He
chance
should have made you
won,
honor.
right? I think there's a lot of luck involved in that too, right? I think if you got like the right teammates involved and the right people, helping you out, I think you could have had a chance, no?
that was actually another thing that made me not want to go. He was like, you guys should definitely be splitting into groups and be with your friends. I don't have friends. No offense. Wait, how's it offensive? I don't know, but yeah, I don't have friends. I would have been cooked. I would have been 1v20 like Drake out there. No, I would have lost. I'd have been out.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I saw there was a lot of teams and stuff sort of building up out of it, but I'm sure you could have made a team out there. I don't know. Next time it happens, like after watching that, like even sitting back and seeing it all go down, I kind of had this like, you know, this kind of fear of missing out sort of going on. Like, fuck, I wish I was a part of this thing. Like after like day 2 or 3, I was like, nah, fuck that. I definitely couldn't have been a part of it. But you know, when it was just getting started, like especially for people out there in the States who are so close by, that would have been, I don't know, could have been a cool opportunity to do the IRL streaming. But yeah, I guess 24 hours per day is pretty hectic.
Oh, it's really crazy.
I mean, Demi, if you travel, where are you headed to? Like, where's the first place you're going to do IRL?
I think I'm going to Texas in September. And then, yeah, I'm going to there's like a Fortnite event that I'm going to go to and just stream the event. Isn't there a dream hack that Kick is doing or something? What is that?
You should come to Atlanta. It's like the first weekend of October. We'd love to have you out.
I'm down. I need something to do. Something to stream other than my boring life.
You sound down and out, Demi. You sound like you're like, I don't know. It sounds like you're bored. You need to mix it up or something.
Oh, yeah, I am. Well, not right now, but like with what I stream.
Yeah, so no, I meant in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. Isn't that part of your vibe, though? I mean, you just... I love watching you react in the way you talk to chat because you just say it how it is. And I think that that's the content, right? I think that that's the vibe overall.
Yeah. I do say crazy stuff sometimes, but a lot of the other times I get clipped out of context. Like, have you guys seen those clips? What do you guys think when you see your streamers just doing crazy things?
I think it depends, right? I think when you see someone that you know is typically staying out of trouble and they get clipped on something, that there's usually more to it. Then there's like some people that you're like, okay, oh shit, this is probably not good, and we probably need to get on top of it. So it kind of depends on the situation, but yeah, I think clips can definitely tell a very different story to what they sometimes hold, depending on the context, right? Like there's some pretty crazy shit out there if you kind of just take like that 10 seconds and don't attach that like previous 10 or that latter 10 or whatever, right? Because you had something that went crazy viral, right? I think I can't remember exactly what it was about, but like it got kind of reposted on every single page. I think it was like, it was pretty full on, right?
I don't remember what... I've had too many incidents personally, but like, yeah, I think most of them, in my personal opinion, was taken out of context personally. And I'm not that kind of girl, you know?
I mean, it's a double-edged sword too, though. I mean, you can get taken out of context. I've gotten taken out of context, I don't know how many times, and just have to post the full like clip 9 times out of 10. It's like, hey, kind of tell the whole story, but there's people who can wield it in their favor too. They know that they're going to get clipped out of context. I mean, I literally see people take long pauses before they finish their entire thought for the sake of just getting clipped like crazy. But yeah, man, clip farming's like, it's like another distribution model, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like clip farming, literally. Like, I don't know. But
do you have like one of those clipping discords or something? You know, that like whole trend?
Like where you pay people to clip you? No, I don't have that. I don't know. I literally don't get a dime. I mean, I guess technically, like, if something goes viral, like, bad publicity is good publicity, but I don't pay anyone to clip anything. Like, I don't pay anyone anything. Like, the only person I pay is my mod, and it's in feet pics.
Fair enough. Well, it means when the clips go out, it's what, organic then, right? It's the real deal.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like you said, like I'll stream for a very long time and then like I'm just getting closer to like the end of my stream and I'm just a little more cooked, a little bit more tired. And then like I'll just be playing with my friends and then I'll say something that you would say with your friends and then somebody just clips you and takes it out of context. I don't know.
I'd say what
It's not good.
I can like kind of somewhat relate to that. I think by the time I kind of get to like the like, and this is rookie numbers, I know, but like the 3rd or 4th hour streaming, it kind of gets to like 2-3 a.m. Like my sort of brain shuts down a tad, and then I say something like, "Oh fuck, if that gets clipped, I'm cooked." But so far, I've been pretty lucky. I haven't. I'm not famous enough to get clipped and taken out of caution. Out of context rather that quickly, but no, definitely if you start to slow down a bit and stream too many hours, then you're probably more susceptible to end up making a slight mishap. But I guess that's the beauty of live streaming. I say this all the time, I come back to it, it's literally raw, it's authentic, it's live, it's not edited, it's not cut. It's like you get the whole entire picture of what's going on in someone's life or what's going on with their live stream. And that's what I think, that's what makes live streaming so cool as well, as long as you're not too often on the wrong end of, out of context clipping. But yo, Demi, hand over to you. Do you have like any questions or like suggestions or angers or like shit that we need to get on top of? Like, is there anything for me, anything for Andrew that you wanted to bring up to in regards to like kick and all that kind of stuff?
I feel like it's probably like what everyone else says. I don't know. Like sometimes the chat is just so buggy. Like, or you guys ever like close that mobile app and then you come back 2 seconds later and then you have to like restart the whole thing? I hate that. That's the only thing that I know. But I don't really know other than that. Like everything else is getting fixed. Like I saw the roadmap, right?
Yeah. The roadmap is kind of like the new kind of source of truth that we're gonna stick to. But no, like you said, the chat stuff. If you use next.kick.com, that should all hopefully be like fixed or like working really nice and cleanly. So
That is that on the app or is that on like you have to web browser it on your phone?
yeah, that one's just web browser at the moment. But that should any problems on web browser, whether you're on like desktop or even mobile, like that should definitely fix up a lot of those chat issues. App wise, that one's a little bit further off, but yeah, hopefully needs to get fixed up ASAP because I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like you need to like restart the app every time, which is like kind of bullshit. Pretty bad, but we're gonna get that sorted. But yeah, the roadmap is certainly kind of that source of truth. We need to get on top of that ASAP for sure.
Another thing I was thinking was like you guys are kind of already doing what is it called? The DreamHack thing. Like I think like more like kick, like meetups would be cool.
Yeah, I think the DreamHack ones have become pretty sweet. Like I think Andrew, the last DreamHack, how many people were from Kick there? Like there's like a couple hundred, right?
I mean, the amount of people that walk through the door. Yeah, I mean, look, as far as streamers goes, there was like 120, 130 streamers, which was nuts. But as far as like that DreamHack, I think there was like 70,000 to walk through the door. Not saying that Kick had anything to do with it, but we did have explosive numbers from Melbourne, and then we had explosive numbers from Dallas. The numbers for Atlanta are looking insane also. Amaranth came out there, and it was, massive meet and greet. Vitaly came out there, massive meet and greet for him. Demi, you're going to come out. I got to believe it's going to be bonkers for you out there, 100%. It's just, I want to be a good partner to DreamHack. They're doing an amazing job. Don't get me wrong, but we're definitely a cherry on top. We're definitely bringing the party. The neon green crazy sticks out amongst, the orange motif that they got going on. And then our after parties are fun. The vibe at the booth is fun. And you know what? We're working on some different panels. Demi, I don't know if you're interested in that at all, but we're talking about stuff that the community, like rage bait versus content, right? Like, what is the difference with that? Or we would love to do a segment with Date My Mod type of vibe. Just do different things on the panels because those get so stale, right?
Yeah.
And just do some fun activations, you know?
My mod's from Australia. So
Where's your mod from
fly my
in
mod
Australia?
out. I have no idea, to be honest. I think he's Queensland. I'm not sure.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, well, yeah. You know the states of Australia. I'm impressed. Yeah, Queensland. They're probably probably in Brisbane then.
Yeah, I actually stayed in like Brisbane. No, it wasn't Brisbane. It was like by Brisbane, but I stayed there for like 3 months.
Wait, Gold Coast?
Um, yeah, Gold Coast.
Oh shit! When were
Wait,
when were
no,
you there?
it's like Bly Bly. Do you know what Bly Bly is? No, but it's
No.
like right by Gold Coast too. It was like on the coast. Anyways, but I was just there. What year are we in? 2024. I was like 2022. I was there.
Shit, you came out to Australia like
Yeah.
probably.
What
like
were you
the
doing? What were you
wrong-
doing in Australia?
I was just, chilling with the friends.
I think
Just kidding.
Australia was like fully locked down then, right? Like I remember actually, fuck, that was just Melbourne actually, because we didn't
No,
like get
I
out of
actually had
lockdown
a
until like
visa and everything.
2023.
Yeah, I had a visa. Like I had to apply for one, and then I had a cat too, and I couldn't bring my cat. But I pretty much just had like.
Wait, you tried to bring your cat to Australia?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing that you can't do that.
Yeah, no. I think the cat would have to chill out in quarantine for like 6 months or something. It's like super full
No,
on.
yeah.
Like it's crazy.
I
Like
was
they
like,
put
"We're
your dog in like this box or your cat in this like for like 6 months. It's crazy. Like pets would freak out if they knew that they were coming to Australia. Like they'll be like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, and the flight was already so long. Like I feel like my cat would have died.
Yeah, no, I
I
don't
should have
think.
just pulled a Johnny Depp.
So what's that?
I should have just pulled a Johnny Depp. You guys seen that?
I saw that. Yeah, Johnny
Johnny
Depp
Depp?
tried bringing his dog into Australia, right?
Yeah, but then he just brought it illegally, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Australia got really
But he
pissed
didn't
off.
get
I
in
think they
trouble.
banned him from the country. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
Australia
okay,
like
so
kicked him out. Like that was Australia's big claim to fame. We kicked out Novak Djokovic in like one of the Australian Opens, and then we kicked out Johnny Depp. That's like how we made the news headlines. That was Australia using its power. So yeah, illegally smuggling in animals, definitely wouldn't recommend it. That's for sure.
I agree. That's a no-no.
But back to your question. I think like as Andrew was saying, like we got a heap of traction on the DreamHack stuff, which is cool. But like the whole idea of like a KitCon or whatever we call it, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be called KitCon. I think that's I think we can come up with something cooler. But like we like definitely got to make it happen. I think there's like enough people interested, like just based on the loose like endorsement and like activities we do around DreamHack to make something work. But that's what I always say is I say like, hey, look, if we're going to do this thing, like we're going to have to do it like properly. Like I think a lot of people think, oh, we'll just like put on a KitCon and like organize it in like a month or two. I think like these things like, like to be fair, like Twitch does like a really fucking good job with their TwitchCon, right? Like they like put on like a proper 3-day event. Like people seem to really enjoy it. Like they've got a great setup, and at the end of the day, that was what we'd be competing with. So, whenever people ask this, I say like, hey, look, we're going to have to really get our act together and put something together that at least at very minimum, kind of gives an equal experience to what they're doing there. So, when we do put it together, the idea is to make sure that like, hey, look, we fully execute on it properly and make it into something pretty special.
Yeah. Well, I'd be down to do that. I feel like I know a lot of people that would pull up. Like, there's so many people who like stream and just go to these events, and they stream like their POV of the event. And, like,
I mean, but would you do it? Would you do it like a TwitchCon or a BlizzCon? I mean, how would you make it modern, right? How would you make these meetups more modern? As opposed, look, I've been a part of a lot of TwitchCons, and they just turned into like business meetings, right? Everyone has their business card with their QR code, and 90% of the booths are just like paid advertising.
yeah.
How do you What do you think? Just making it a little more. I like things like Loot Fest. I always like chill, like just um, you can hear yourself think. DreamHack is really good because it's just across all platforms. But like, how would you kind of like do it a little different? Because we're always looking to make it our own.
I don't know. I guess maybe like I have no idea, honestly. I don't know how to cook. I can't cook on this topic personally, but yeah, I do agree. Like you're right. Like it does, I don't know, sometimes it gets a little like you have to kind of pull up with people that you know that is going to be there, right? For it to be fun, but you can't like really make friends there, or it does seem like there's just a bunch of ads everywhere.
I think we could put something together. I think it's all about the people. I think it's all about the people that come along. I think we got to force like the right crowd to come along. But I tell you what, we got to clip out of context or in context you saying you're going to come along. And hey, Ice, what the fuck are you doing in here, man? It's not your turn. Get the fuck out. No, I'm joking, Ice. You can chill.
Yeah, dog.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, at least you woke up. We're worried you weren't going to wake up before. We're like, this guy's not even going to
turn on your camera, man. Hey, Demi was saying that you weren't offering like a massive motorhome during Hunger Games for her to come out, man.
Well, if she would have responded to my DMs, maybe that could have happened.
Yeah. My bad, dog.
Wait, just to clarify here, you offered Demi a full-blown motorhome as like an advantage almost.
Well, no, I offered her some extra food and stuff.
Nothing.
But you didn't even like. You didn't say anything back.
I didn't even know this was going on, and then it was like already everyone was picked and this and that and the third, and then I was like, hey, what did you Dennis say? If you weren't invited, don't ask to go. So
actually, I want. It's gonna be really hard, and there's no shot.
Oh, there we go.
Oh wow, welcome.
It's working.
It lags a little, but you're good.
Yeah, my internet sucks. I don't know why.
Yo, Ice, you look kind of tired, man. Like it's like you've had like a long week or something.
Dude, I'm fucked up, man. 10 a.m. What is going on here, dude?
Yeah, that was crazy. I woke up for this. I felt like I was getting ready for school. It was crazy. And 25, by the way.
I mean, you look like you dressed for school too. You got like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. I tried to hide it with my hoodie.
Well, I guess we kind of like changed the whole entire layout here, but yo, do you want to like give Ice an intro, Andrew, or do you want to just like should we just like play things cool or?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, Ice is just reinventing the space, man. He's just doing the Fear Factor thing. He came in with the prison thing. He did the Hunger Games thing. Man, he's just look. I've been saying this a long time. I think there's streaming and then there's live streaming, and this guy is definitely going after the Netflix, Hulu, vibe. Meshing the traditional broadcast media and everything that live streaming has to offer, whether you do something like what Demi does where she just live streams for 8 hours and just she gets clipped like crazy, or something like Ice where it's just produced, right, but it's scuffed and it's his own and it's Demi's own. And that's what I absolutely love about live streaming is that it takes the producers out of everything, right? It takes the assholes out of everything, and lets you guys just be you. So we got 2 people on camera right now, man, that just took full advantage of that. And Ice is just doing it on a different level. So yeah, man, props to coming on here, man. I know you're highly controversial, man. I know you get pegged for a lot of things, but the stuff that you're doing, man, I just hats off to you, man.
The only thing I get pegged by is my girlfriend.
Oh
Nice.
shit. Yo, Demi, you can like feel free to hang around as long as you want, or if you like got other shit to do, you can feel free to dip. But it'd be awesome to have you here either way. But I'll leave that up to you. But yo, Ice. Just quickly, Hunger Games. We were talking about that with Demi just like a few seconds ago. But in terms of like the whole ending and whatnot, like one person won, and then you like changed the winners up. Like what the fuck happened there, man?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just really tired. Okay. So this guy won, or like I thought he won, because his vest was the last one on. But when I looked back at the logs, because all the logs I have for the server data is public. When I look back at the logs, his vest actually had died, but it was a glitch, and they didn't like the lights stayed on. But he had actually died like 5 minutes earlier.
He's in the chat right now.
And so
S.A. Givens is in the chat right now. I think he's still angry with you, man.
I mean, I hope not. I told him that I would compensate him for my fuck up. So.
Fair enough. Well, to be fair, the tech behind this whole Hunger Games thing was pretty fucking full on, right? Like it was. I didn't really know what was going into it, but I now saw behind the scenes, like everything you were tracking, like you had full like end-to-end tracing and logging, monitoring, like, you know, like there was a whole bunch of shit going on. Like, you know, just from like an engineering perspective, like that's I don't know, that would have been a lot of work to get that up and running. And I can imagine naturally with that level of complexity, you're gonna have a few little hiccups along the way, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of technological things involved that were like a first. There was no like handbook for anything, so you kind of have to figure shit out yourself. And you know, now that I've done it once, I'm like, okay, now I know the problems for next time. Such as like if somebody hits you really hard and you're wearing a vest, we should have batteries that don't fall out when you get hit. For one, you know, stuff like that. You know, just little like testing shit. Let me see. And yeah, I mean, I had them download this app that we made, and I made them accept every permission possible for an app to ever ask for. So that was good. And most of them haven't uninstalled the app yet, so I still have full access to all their location tracking and everything. Companies could learn a thing from me.
Did second place get anything or no?
Well, because of my fuck up, I'm gonna give him $50K of my own money.
You're giving him $50K of your own money for your own fuck up.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. But dude, the conversation was really hard. I walked up to him after it was over and I said, "Hey, you didn't win 100K actually." Dude, that was like a hard conversation for me. So I felt so bad. I felt like I had to give him something, you know? Have you ever had to tell somebody, "Hey, here's this," and then, "Oh, never mind," and then you have to take it away?
No, I try to not put myself in that position. You know, that's just like kind of 101 before you give someone something. Don't accidentally fuck it up, right? But
I mean, look, obviously none of you guys have kids. None of you guys, I mean, it's crazy. Just wait.
I have 3.
You have 3 kids?
Yeah.
All the time. That's my whole entire life, man. It's just over-promising and under-delivering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really have...
you overpromise?
Yeah, the kids. Yeah, I mean, when you start to have kids, yeah, you do. Because you get in certain situations.
I try to overpromise and overdeliver, but I do the same thing as you. Then sometimes I don't think I underdeliver, but it's like
Wait,
like
what
a
are we
maze.
talking about right here?
Talking about
you ever seen that meme? You ever seen that meme on Instagram where it's like, dude, it's like how's your day? Good. And then it's like, girl, how's your day? And then boom. That's like how I deliver stuff.
So you're the girl.
No, I'm like I just like go like I do it the long way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I just love how you said you like to overpromise
Yeah, I
and
think-
overdeliver. That's fucking awesome.
I think one time we were both in Japan at the same time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you banned my name from your chat.
Bro, because I was confused what was going on and I was scared, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, I told the viewers to stop typing in your chat, but they really wanted you to, you know, come and like, I don't know, stream snipe or I don't know, just like hang out or something. And you were like, yeah, I don't know. Or you like just banned my name. You're like, can you guys stop?
I didn't ban it. My mod did that. His name is actually Jamello.
Oh,
So
Jamello.
you
Well, how about
guys-
how about Jamello unban the name?
Yeah, facts. No cap.
Yeah, it's just
That's all I
on
had
that.
to say.
One of my questions was like your like community, right? Like this whole CX community, and like Demi was just kind of talking about like the chat going nuts. Like, how's that been over the last like? It's because it's like like a decade now, 8 years or something. Like it's pretty hectic. Like your community's like got you in a few like bad places, but at the same time, it's pretty unique, right? It's like unlike any other community, like in live streaming. To be fair, like there's another level of dedication, another level of you know participation. You know, would you change anything like in terms of what you kind of built in regards to like almost like that kind of I guess the like the CX army or whatever the fuck they call themselves now, like that it's awesome, but at the same time there's a few aspects to it that are a bit crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean the community can sometimes is not very behaved to like going in other people's chats. Like that's like the main thing, I guess. You know, like they go in and spam like my memes and stuff when they want the streamer to talk about me or whatever. But to be honest, I feel like most communities would do that if they are large enough. I mean, I don't know how you would stop that personally. If you have a big community, they're just gonna go type in other chats, and that's just how it is, I guess. Obviously, my community is more passionate than a lot of others. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It could translate to being like a little annoying or like maybe toxic sometimes, but at the end of the day, when a community is passionate, I think that's something you have to appreciate, regardless of how annoying they could be sometimes. Because you know, the world isn't perfect. You know, I mean, they're not going around saying like, you know, crazy shit in chat. They're just annoying.
Well, I think as Demi said, what you were like scared, Demi. Was that on the back of the community or on the back of like ICE?
I don't know.
Scared.
I saw a clip in it. I was just kind of scared.
Oh, if I knew you were scared for content, I would have definitely like hidden in an alleyway.
No,
Wait
it
for you
was
to
like
walk by.
it was like a clip. No, I wasn't actually scared, but like the clip was like you were in bed. Do you not remember the clip?
I was in bed.
You were in bed and you were like getting ready for sleep, I think, and then you like said something. I don't remember what you said. I don't know. Who cares?
What did
Like,
I
it was
say?
I don't know. It was like
I was
you just said,
probably
you were
like,
trolling.
oh, I know what I said. I said something. It was some crazy shit. I was like, I was laying in bed. I think it was like, I don't know, like maybe in my underwear or something. I was like, oh, hey, like, what's going, like, where are you at? Or I don't know. I said some weird shit.
Yeah, it was, but it was funny troll, obviously. Obviously.
I thought it was obvious. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a troll.
Yeah.
Yo, Ice, real quickly back on the Hunger Games stuff. I think we were talking about this before, but like, what's kind of next for you? Like, have you given any indications in terms of where you go from here? What you did, like the scavenger hunt, that was like huge hit. Hunger Games was even bigger. You did like the like what was it where everyone was like locked in that room recently as well. You know, the 30-day subathon. I don't know, like I feel like you keep on kind of leveling up every single time. Like, you know, I feel like you've kind of now set the bar pretty high. So I'm kind of excited to hear like what you maybe have in mind for the next event.
I mean, you know, that's I have a couple ideas, but you know, I mean, personally, what would you want? Because, you obviously have a big word in the matter, considering everything. So, that's really up to you what you would prefer.
Fucking hell, man! You put me on the spot. No, I always say like, you guys need to like have the buy-in in order to make it kind of work. But the biggest thing that I think has been like super successful with these like last couple of ones, like the scavenger hunt and this like the Hunger Games, was like that own point of view stuff, right? Like I think that's the biggest game changing thing that we've seen in live streaming now for I don't know how long, right? Because it just allows for people to blow up. Like how many people from the Hunger Games now have like consistent like 200, 500, 1,000 viewers? Like you've ended up like kind of not blowing up, right? But like really letting people gain that like initial traction on the live streams. Like anything that allows people the opportunity to get into live streaming is just like huge, because it's so difficult to start off like a live streaming career. And when you kind of like give people that opportunity to, jump in an event like this, and whether they get 100, 200, 500,000 viewers, like it can really kickstart some awesome, downstream content for years to come. So I don't know, as long as you keep going down that, like that's all I want to see, man. Because I think that's just like the most untapped and the best way to kind of truly link up communities. It is game changing in like terms of what live streaming has to offer.
I mean, Team Korea is a perfect example of a team coming out of that event that garnered so many clips, new following, and had an event like that not come around. Those guys, who knows? I mean, they might eventually gotten some exposure, but you definitely set off careers definitely in that show, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who have never streamed before, and then they there's that one kid, Shuvi. I mean, he was getting like 1,000 viewers, and he got KCIP, and he had never streamed before ever. So, I mean, that was interesting, and everyone else too. I mean, when I do the events like that, it's kind of like a little kick con. All these kick streamers that come in and they hang out together. They share viewers. And then there's like one big thing they go and try to, the objective. And then when it's done, they all have after parties and they invite me to it, and I hide.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool idea, right? Like we'll just literally kind of, Demi brought up like, what's happening with like KickCon and stuff, but like trying to find a way to like almost combine KickCon or whatever we call it into kind of some kind of event that kind of, has that sort of IRL POV streaming perception. I don't know. It sounds like when you put it that way, it literally is kind of like a KickCon, because there was like 50 contestants, and then there was like, I think almost like double that just were there for the event, right? Like they weren't even participating. Like there was a lot of people rocking up, right?
Burning Man activation type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was... before the event started, and after, you just, in the city, there's just like a million streamers, and then at the event, there's a million streamers, and it really is like a convention. I don't know. I'm really tired. I don't know what else to talk about in terms of that, but I'm trying to think of something productive here. I think the next thing I would do is, I like the POV stuff. I would keep doing that stuff. I think the next thing I would do is a Demi-Con, and then we can everybody dresses up as Demi, and then
I agree.
pretends to be here on stream.
We find which one's the real Demi, and then that's it. Actually,
well, we just all have them. We all have them talk, and whoever sounds like a robot would be the real Demi.
You sound like a robot.
I am a robot.
Oh.
I gotta say, if anyone's calling someone a robot, it's with that deep voice you got, man, it's gonna be quite difficult to throw stones and glass.
Hey, how is it over there in Australia, Ed Meister?
It's awesome, man. When are you coming back to Australia? You loved Australia, no? You kind of like put us on the map for a
bro. They fucking took my visa away because
you got kicked out of the fucking country.
Not kicked out, but like when I left, they took my visa away because they said I had too many police interactions. I only had 7.
Fuck's sake. Oh,
but it wasn't even my fault. I guess it was my fault. You know what it was? In Perth, the police got came up to us like 8 times because we were too like loud or like walking around in our underwear or whatever the fuck it was. So, but that's, I mean, dude, Perth was, I don't know what was wrong there. They were like anal about shit there. They were like it was like jail everywhere. You can't do shit.
It's funny you say that because typically Perth is kind of referred to like the like Texas of Australia. Like it's kind of like the place where they just hang out and they just hate everyone who's not from Perth. They don't really like outsiders. I think that might be the problem. It's yeah, I don't know. They've got even like throughout the last sort of like 5 to 10 years, like Perth, like I was pretty sure it was going to become like a separate country for a while there. But you also didn't have much luck up in Queensland, right? You kind of you got in trouble up there or got, like assaulted or something, no?
Queensland on top.
Assaulted. I got assaulted everywhere. Yeah, fucking Adelaide, Queensland, Melbourne, your city. I mean, shit. You know, a little bit everywhere. It's fine. I mean, I could probably just reapply for a visa. It's not that serious. They just took away my 6-month one. I just reapply for another one. I mean, yeah, I could do. You know, I want to go back to Australia at some point. I just I've been everywhere in the country. I don't know what else. I've been everywhere except Hobart. I mean, but Hobart is fucking boring. It looks like, so I don't see the point. I even went diving in Great Barrier Reef. That was fun. I couldn't stream it, but that was a fun time. Kane's fucking boring though.
Have you been to Baltimore?
Baltimore, yeah, I've been to Baltimore. That place is ass.
Baltimore on top.
Is that where you're from?
Yep.
That place is ass. I'm not gonna lie. Like Maryland. Yeah, I think I almost got shot in Maryland near the pier.
It's probably my cousin.
Eddie, have you almost ever been shot in your life?
I don't know. In Australia, there's like no guns really. Like it's not like the US where you can kind of like buy it from Walmart or whatever, right? Like here in Australia, to get a gun, like it's like hectic. Yeah. So no, thankfully not yet. But fuck, I don't want to talk too soon, man. Like I might end up.
Eddie, when are you coming to the US?
I don't know. I was meant to go in like the middle of 2020, and then like COVID and shit happened. And then I like canceled my flights and shit. But I want to come over, especially like, you know, even on that discussion of like the whole KickCon stuff. Like whenever that happens, it'll have to be in Northern America, right? Because that's where the vast majority of people are. And like, yeah, if I didn't rock up to that, I'd be kind of definitely in trouble. So I'm looking forward to coming. I've never been to the US in my whole life before. I've never been there. I've heard so much about it. I kind of feel like I know the country kind of back to front just by proxy, but I've like never stepped foot in the US before.
Where would you guys do this con at?
I don't know, Andrew. You probably know the best place that would kind of meet everyone in the middle, right?
Shit, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, it depends on the vibe, right? I mean, there's a lot. Miami's a freaking hotbed. I mean, it's just that's at one point, man. Every streamer converged probably on Miami and just did crazy things on the streets of Miami, man. Austin is another hotbed. For some reason, LA. I mean, I don't ever want to go back to LA, man. Yeah, I'm not, you know. But yeah, I mean, listen, Austin. I think Miami would be a lot of fun. Somewhere warm, man.
Yeah, come to Austin and do it. That's at least it'll be cheaper too than Miami for all the people who can't afford hotels for $500 a night.
Oh, you don't want to do it in Baltimore?
If we do it in Baltimore, it would be content for sure. But I think half of your streamers will be dead from gunshot wounds.
We'll take the John Waters tour, man, and just, you know, Baltimore's freaky, man. It's a vibe up there, man. I hear what you're saying, Ice, but it's a kind of eclectic. But yeah, no, I think Austin would be the spot, man. Eddie, Austin would be the spot. It's Texas too, man.
Yeah,
but Austin is its own vibe.
How about we just go to Australia?
If we visit Australia, there'd be like 8 people that rock up. Like Australia is like 24-hour flight. Like no one comes all the way out to Australia.
So the viewership is mainly North America, is what you're saying?
I think North America number one. Other than that, it's like Turkey and like Latin America, I think.
Let's
But
go to Turkey. I'm just kidding.
yeah, maybe we could
Latin
get all
America, man. There's
get all
some
the
great
big-
places in Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica,
But,
maybe.
you
Yeah,
know-
that could be the middle ground for like all the Latin America. Because yeah, Spanish speaking and Turkish speaking and what else is there? It's like I don't know. Kick is like definitely not like mainly English now. There's like maybe we've got to think about all those guys too. But I don't know. I don't know if that'd be too keen. I feel like they're kind of like their own little community though. They kind of like do their own thing and stay in their own lane and just kind of chill out and do kind of like Turkish and things and whatnot.
Would you guys is it like a convention for Kick actually something that you guys are thinking about?
Yo, what I'm thinking, what if like hypothetically, we like said, yo, Ice, like on the back of the fact that you kind of put together pretty good stuff before, like we want to run this like KickCon on this date, like, you know, with our oversight and input, like can you put this together? Would that be something like you'd be interested in and like making it into like something that's like interactive too? So it's not just kind of like just like yo rock up and like shake everyone's hand, but like add like a component of live streaming into it. I don't know. Like on the back of what we've been discussing here, I think there's something here. I think we might have just come up with the next big thing. Like TwitchCon and stuff. Like big shout out to them. They do
totally
a great
get
job.
away from that.
But I think there's
get
another
away
layer
from
there.
that.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely think of something interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to really put thought into it to make it more
He
professional.
said DemiCon.
Where's Demi?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's Demicon where we give out like I don't know makeup and hairbrushes, but you probably want it to be professional, so I'd have to think about how to make it professional because that's not really my forte. I like to make things a little bit more on the fly, you know. I think that's more interesting, but obviously you wouldn't want that for a fucking event that represents your website, so.
But yeah, I think we could find that balance, right? Because literally that's exactly what Andrew was talking about kind of before you jumped in the call. It's saying like, hey, look, like, you know, these other conventions have become kind of like these business meetups where everyone kind of like shake hands, exchanges cards, like market their products. Like, you know, it's kind of become like a situation where people kind of look for opportunities that needs like a new take on it, right? Like let's say like, you know, there was like this component that you organized and then, you know, hey, look, we bring in like all the professional dudes to make it look good and you know, cater to that kind of audience, but like find a way to mesh that together, right? Like, you know, I don't know.
Let me.
Well, I have a
Real
couple
quick.
ideas.
Sorry, Ice, but real quick to add to that. I mean, there are some during my time on the other platform, man. There was literally some people who were contracted to go to these cons, and they didn't even want to go, man. Right? It was like that. It just wasn't something that they wanted to do. The vast majority of them. So like the whole thing that Eddie and I and Demi are like hitting on is like it just got to be fun. It's got to be relevant to the streamer. It's got to be relevant to the culture. I think that's why Eddie doesn't mind if there's some of the Ice Poseidon edge to it, but then we also bring in kind of the professionalism that you're talking about. But we make it marketable, right? We make it something that people cannot miss, right? Because it's just so it's relevant to streaming.
Yeah, I have a couple ideas with that. You know, I think you know, I've been to a lot of conventions and I think a lot of them are boring because of what you just said. They're all just like networking events and people are really annoying. Or it's just advertisements for sponsors. You know, you go and everyone's just trying to sell you shit. So if you actually could have like fun things to do, then at the event, then it would obviously be better. I mean, this is gonna sound like kind of cringe without like more thought into the idea, but you know, some kind of like you go there and it's like kind of like you have the streamers being the hosts and like having like parties, like I don't know, not parties, but like I don't know how to explain it. It's like you could go there and you're like a small streamer and you like win stuff and get more like win viewers. I don't know, or almost like a casino.
I think something's coming together here. I think there's something coming together. Like as long as the conversation.
What if it was like a Squid Games in real life, and then people could just watch? Like,
I
kind
mean,
of like
that could be
one
another
big
thing.
event. Like,
That could be another thing. It could just be an event at the convention that streamers would be involved in, and then if they win, they get money or something, and it's just like a mini event at the convention. That would be a good way to
Yeah.
bring people in. And then if they lose, then they have a normal convention. I mean, stuff like that.
That could be it, right? Like just using that same idea around like how Hunger Games attracted like a whole bunch of people who just hung out afterwards, and you said end up becoming basically like a little KickCon, right? Like put together like sort of that Squid Games idea, let everyone kind of enter it, and then like, hey, look, then it's kind of accompanied next door with like whatever the more like professional kind of like setup is and all that kind of stuff, and you kind of got that scuffed, entertaining sort of aspect of a proper live streaming event. Accompanied with all the other stuff that people may be interested as well, kind of caters to everyone and creates kind of like a reason for people to rock up and talk about it too. I don't know, something like that could work out pretty well. When is the Squid Games going to happen then? Maybe if that's coming along, we need to maybe get moving.
Well, I mean, Squid Games is only something that came up because Aiden said that he wanted to do that with me, but I think Aiden just talks. I don't think he's actually going to do anything, but if he does, then that'd be cool. But I don't want to do all the work and then he flakes, which I think 100% would happen. So I probably would think of a different idea. I could do a Squid Games, but it would just be a very. I mean, if I do it anything like the movie, it would take me like at least a month to like set everything up if I want it to be like semi looking like cool. I could just do it scuffed in a warehouse, but we don't want it to be that scuffed, right? So
but if it's like a kick games con, right? Kick games con type of the kick games, and then so it's just a variety of games. I mean, Eddie, we could. I mean, there's like some like the great forum in LA or any arena that used to be home to a major professional team or something. We rent out the stadium for like fucking 4 days and just do kick games, right? All inspired by Ice, and
the reason I love discussing this because normally like you said, Ice, like like sometimes you can like have these conversations with people and it's all talk, but I know when I'm talking to you about this shit, I know there's a chance that it could actually fucking happen, which is pretty cool. Like to get these things across the line and for these things to come to life, like A, it takes like funding or whatever, but B, it takes like someone who's actually gonna fucking execute on it. And to be honest, like when you say stuff, like there's actually a good chance it comes to life, which is like kind of cool. I reckon we could put something together because people tried doing this whole like Squid Games thing, right? And like the bunch of YouTubers, bunch of like streamers, whatever, right? But I don't think anyone's kind of fully pulled it off yet, And I don't know. I feel like given like how much everyone knows like how it works, like I still think it's yet to be done like properly, and like shit that could go like insane viral, right? Like if it was as well, which could be.
I mean, if I did it, I would just copy like how like in the series they have like they kill like half the contestants die when they sleep, all right, and it creates a lot of drama. They like sleep in that room, and then they could like attack each other and stuff in the room, and then they do the game shows or whatever every day. I mean, I would just do it like that. You do the game shows, and then there's drama at night when they sleep, and then game show next day, and then etc. I mean, doing anything live though, it takes a lot of thinking and effort because if you fuck up, it's live, so you have to keep going. That's the hard part. But yeah, I mean, when I talk about stuff, I actually will do it. I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard to set up things like this. The thing that just takes so long on setting up events is the lead time on some of the items that you have to order. If everything could come in immediately, I mean, I could set shit up in like 2 weeks and it won't be like super scuffed. The thing that thing that makes sorry you know the oh
go ahead,
okay, you go. All right.
No.
You know the thing, oh god damn it. Okay, you know the thing that makes it scuffed is the fact that I try to do everything myself with like 4 people. That's the thing. If I hire a team of production staff, it would not be as scuffed, but those motherfuckers ask for like 200K and shit. So I'm like, that's a waste of goddamn money. I have, a couple people on my side, and that's good enough.
But chat is saying scuffed games. They want to call it the scuffed games, or they want to call it Kick Olympics. But I'm seeing a lot more people saying scuffed games.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you mean? Yeah, if you want it scuffed, I mean, I know how to make it scuffed, I guess. I mean, I just don't think spending 200K on a production team is a good use of money. I think it's a waste.
No. I think that's like the last thing. Like, I think that's what we're talking about. Like Andrew even mentioned, like the whole idea here is kind of like to cut the producers out. Like, but obviously you need to kind of like spend money on certain things, right? But I think you want to still keep like the like raw point of view perspective. Like, I think when you get into like a lot of the technicalities of that programming side, I think that's when live streaming loses it. I don't know, use an example, right? Like Vitaly recently did like, he tried like doing that full blown like production, right? And then he kind of like got rid of the whole team, right? He said like, fuck this, I'm going back to like keeping that like almost more scuffed sort of variation, right?
Yeah, dude, he was using boom mics and stuff. You don't use a boom mic when you're doing IRL. It's going to be annoying as hell, and the audio is going to be weird. Yeah, I mean, when live streaming's not TV. You cannot produce it like TV. It's not going to translate well. It's going to look weird. So, you got to keep it more personal. That's like better for the viewers.
Yeah, I guess what I was
But I like the idea of.
So you go, Andrew.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say I like the idea of like this mass area. Games happen. When you lose, you go into a party atmosphere while the rest of the contestants are still battling it out, right? And as people lose, you just go into the convention where it's a vibe, it's a party. You keep cheering the people on who are still in the event. But that's like the all right, I gotta go turn on the lights in the office. I'll be right back.
What the hell? Why does power
Andrew's
go out?
in the Australian office right now, Paul. You think it's like it's got the lights where you need to like fucking put the sensor on, I think.
Oh, well, that's a weird design for a office where you sit down all day.
Yeah.
Maybe the viewers could like also be contestants also, because wouldn't that be interesting? Like more people would probably come for a chance to win.
You have stream teams, like communities come together. Like there's Team
That
Demi,
sounds so
Team Ice.
dangerous.
Oh yeah,
That
that'd be
sounds
cool.
like super dangerous. Like imagine like you've got like these communities that don't get along with each other and everyone's just like fucking I feel like people would certainly die.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't say you want to like pit people like against other communities. I mean, because my
Isn't
viewers
that what
are
just
retarded.
happened?
Yeah, but like in real life though, if they like run a convention, my viewers are like kind of stupid, and so they'll like, I don't know, do stupid shit if you encourage stupidity.
I guess, yeah.
I think my viewers would like, I don't know, come and be like, yo, fuck you, everyone else. Like this, you know what I mean? I don't know. We don't want that.
I think if there's a
Yeah,
way to kind of
it'd be
get
content,
viewers,
though.
like if you found that right balance to get viewers involved in something like that, like it could blow up insane though, right? Like, yeah, talking about like, something that brings everyone together. Like, I don't know, if you even just use like those recent events you were doing, Ice, like if there was the opportunity for like everyone to get involved, like shit, there could have been like thousands of people there, right?
I mean, yeah, the scavenger hunt, anybody could join. It had about, 58 people show up and actually stream. But yeah, it could be more as I do it more and more times because more people start to know about it. Here's the problem here. I can foresee one problem for doing these kind of things at like conventions or whatever, like HitCon. Normal people who don't want to be streamers, how do you get them to come, right? Because if everybody is doing IRL streaming and all this stuff at the convention, obviously people are going to be kind of annoying to non-streamer people. So how do you stop that, like them from being completely annoying?
What you mean, like the people who aren't like seasoned IRL streamers kind of like causing issues and...
Like, yeah, if I'm not a streamer and I go to a convention and you have like 20 people with cameras trying to make content, they're probably gonna be annoying, and I'm probably not gonna want to be there. So there has to be like that balance, so normal people still want to go without getting annoyed.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, I think it's like going to an event, right? I mean, the people who want to be a part of the bubble, right? They're in it. And then the people who want to sit there and spectate, for 3 days, and mingle with the entire Kick community could be on the outside,
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. I was
Sections, too.
yeah, sections, yeah.
I don't know. Like
Wait,
this
yeah,
is
like a
where you
non
stream.
like a non-streamer section.
Yeah.
Make it so you can't
just-
walk past this area. Like add like little yeah.
Or like now, once you walk past here, you're being filmed type beat, but then it's just a bunch of cool ass people with their tripods.
I mean, it's a good thing that you're bringing up Ice because, listen, because we were at DreamHack Dallas, and you were doing your thing in Austin, right? And we halfway expected, and a lot of people did come over from Austin. They drove Austin to Dallas back and forth. But I hear what you're saying. Like the thing that you were doing in Austin was specifically for streamers, as opposed to the thing that was going down in DreamHack was specifically for like viewers and fans and things of that nature.
Yeah, I told the guys that they don't have to go to DreamHack for any of the clues, so you don't do that and be annoying. But Benny Mac still ended up going there and annoying you.
That dude kept showing me his like his wealth and shit. And I'm like, why didn't you back out? And he was like, they have paintball guns. And I was kind of thinking in my head, I was like, how do you not know what you're getting yourself into? I felt bad for him because he had welts on his arms and stuff like that.
No, you can't. You know what the thing is? He comes off to me off stream and he's like, "Oh, it's just content, dude." I'm like, "Why do you complain?" He's like, "It's just content." He's just complaining for content. He doesn't actually care. That's what he told me in private.
Yeah, I got farmed, man. I got farmed.
That's why he was streaming. He's like, "Oh, yeah, look at this." Like yeah, he farmed the hell out of you.
What if for HitCon? Sorry, last thing. There was like sections in like kind of how there's like categories on what you can stream. There's just like sections of like you can do each category and you can like kind of stream it all there. Does that make any sense? Did I just sound dumb?
Yeah, you kind of go from like the Hunger Games section to like the scavenger hunt section to like the just chatting section.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of as you walk
just
through,
chatting,
you gotta like.
And then there's like setups where you can play video games there or something. But that's kind of scary because it's like, what if somebody robs a setup or something? I don't know.
I think you're onto something. Where I mean, this is no different than like DreamHack that has CS:GO competitions, or they have a fighter competition, or they have like a complete art and music section, right? But I think we concentrate more or less on the categories that hit on Kick,
Yeah, there should be like a fitness section so I can sit there and do my fitness and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I second that.
Just
I would make a progress here. I tell you what, in terms of like actually getting this thing off the ground, like Ice, if we got you on board now, and Demi, you've already said you're coming, and Andrew, I know you're like just waiting for the green light, and you guys have already invited me out to the United States, so it sounds like we've got to get this kick-on happening in one shape, whatever shape or form it ends up coming out. I think it'll be special. Like I think, again, it just takes like looking at this stuff in a different light. Then again, it could be fucking disastrous, right? We end up just like, yeah, I guess if you take a few risks and add these kind of like slightly unknown variables to it, like shit can go downhill real quickly, like you're saying with like the whole live content stuff. Like, yeah, moment things get a bit complicated, it can be a bit tricky to handle, but. I don't know. Nothing.
What do you think What do you think the most disastrous thing could be that happens?
I don't know. I think honestly, like my biggest fear with the Hunger Games is like I was like genuinely worried like someone like could get like severely hurt, right? Like it's like I remember I kept asking a few times like, "Yo, you got like this shit under control, right?" Like like someone like dying or something on live stream would be pretty messed up. Like obviously that's
No,
like,
I know you were worried about someone dying, but like it's just when I talk about stuff on stream, I only pretend somebody could die. That's never a possibility. I only pretend that's a possibility for content. But I had 2 paramedics and I had a bunch of stuff, safety things in place and security and stuff. There was no chance anybody was ever going to die. There wasn't snakes there. I mean, there could be snakes, but unlikely. I was just lied and said there were snakes and hogs and stuff. There really wasn't.
yeah, well, as long as no one's dying, then I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? But I think that's why Kick is going to be really successful with the IRL category stuff, is because we do understand that, hey, look, shit's unpredictable. Like you can never have like 100% risk-free IRL content, like no matter where you're doing it. Like the moment you start introducing these kind of events, these kind of really unique way of trying to create content, like at the end of the day it comes with risks, right? And I think we kind of accept that, but I guess it's just about being ready to hopefully get ahead of it before it happens. And like you said, like whether that's getting medics involved like on the sideline and just kind of having a decent idea of the landscape and the environment that you're doing this in, like I think there's a whole bunch of preventive measures to try to maximize the output without getting too risky on that front. But yeah,
you have to just pretend risk, you know what I mean, to keep people interested, but no actual risk. Oh, I do have a question though, Eddie. We got to talk about this because this is crazy. All right, I don't know if you know what I'm gonna say, but this is for Kick. We got to talk about this. Okay, San Maria, I hope you're listening too, because this is a genuine concern. Demi, I'm sure you can agree with this as well. What's going on with these Patricks, man? These motherfucking these goddamn emotes in the chat. Every time something happens they don't like, they just fucking Patrick the whole shit. Like, what's going on with that?
I don't know. We could get rid of the emote if you really want to. We could like remove it. I noticed Sam Pepper was getting a lot of Patricks. Like whenever I came on, he was doing like the Australian night shift for you. There was a whole bunch of like Patricks, like just constantly. Like no one was. I thought they were bots for a while, but then I kind of looked into a few usernames and it was just people really dedicated to pressing the Patrick.
Yeah, bro, they Patrick everyone for no reason. If something they don't like happens, they just Patrick, and it's like the worst theme ever. And you know what? Sam Pepper started that. They started Patricking him when we were doing the sailing stream, and from there on out, the whole website gets Patrick now.
It's kind of cool though. Kick is kind of developing its own personality.
I mean, personally, it doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers like everyone else. Like Vitaly bans Patrick in his chat. You know what I mean? So a lot of people.
But that's hardcore. Your community coming in here and Patricking us, man.
I mean, at this point, it ain't just my community.
Was there a keyword? Did you have a code word or some shit, and you just let them know and they went bonkers?
No, I mean, what happened was this is how it started. Sam, he was the sailing stream. There was like a lot of boring moments on it. So they were doing the green sleeping guy emote, the green Kick sleeping guy emote, and then Sam banned that emote in his chat because they did it too much, and then they started doing the Patricks, and then he just let that one go. So it's actually Sam Pepper's fault that the Patricks are a thing.
I kind of like it. Yeah. I kind of think it's cool.
I mean, I think it's funny. I think it's funny when it doesn't happen to me. And it doesn't really bother me, but like it's just like it's like slightly annoying, I guess, depending.
It's like, what do you even do? Like, what do you read? Like now it's just awkward when there's just Patrick's.
Yeah, I'm kind.
Do you ever get Patrick?
This chip away at me now. I'm feeling it.
I don't really get Patrick.
It's gone on like 2 or 3 minutes of straight Patricks now that you've mentioned it. So we've yeah.
Yeah, like, how do you even read that? Like, what do you do now? Like, what?
No, that's another thing.
For the chat?
if you mention it, they just it keeps going. But like they'll stop as long as the moment we talk about anything else, they stop. I mean, the chats are really easy to manipulate in terms of getting them to type stuff. So
Can you pull that off? How are you going to stop the Patricks? Can you manipulate the chat to get them back on track? Or
yeah.
Maybe we should do some questions from the chat. Any questions in the chat?
Well, the first thing I could do is I could just, hey guys, can you guys stop the Patricks now? That's step number one. And then step number two, if they don't listen, is I do something crazy. I say something crazy, and then that will get rid of it, and then they'll forget about it. You know, get some keck W's, and they just forget about it.
Okay, say something funny then.
All right. Well, you are in the call with me, Demi. So it's gonna be
Boo.
going towards you then.
That was Patrick.
it's kind of changing. It's kind of
Or
changing
you could-
sentiment here. It's working. It's working. It's working.
Where did you get that thing in the back? The LED thing?
Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy. Yeah, I like that. It's nice. I want to get something like that because my walls are plain. I have nothing. I have a TV on my wall that looks like shit and has a wire hanging down.
Your
You know, I don't
wallpaper,
want-
is that like a nice wallpaper or is it like shitty wallpaper? I can't tell.
Oh, you're fucked up. Are you wallpaper? First of all, what do you think of this? Is like some ghetto shit. This is plastered. Okay, this is Venetian plaster. It's
Okay,
a
so
very
It's nice wallpaper.
it's a very nice plaster for the wall. You said it's wallpaper. That's crazy.
Well, I
Like
don't
what?
know.
Am I in a fucking
architect-
daycare or something?
It kind of looks like it. Like a dentist office.
A dentist office. All right. Well, you look like
Some
you're in a
gym
kid's playhouse.
I am. I'm pushing 30 and this is my job. This is my life.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25.
You said pushing 30 at you're 25?
Yeah.
That's not what pushing 30 means.
How old are you?
I'm 29, actually
Oh, so
pushing
you're-
30. I'm
That's
actually
pushing 30.
pushing 30. Like 25
How
is
old
not.
are you?
Shit, you only 29, Ice.
Yeah. All
Oh,
the
shit.
stress makes me look
Dodging
older.
the
I'm
question.
sorry.
We're the same age. That's crazy. I thought you were like fucking 40 or
Wow.
something. Not 40,
There's
but like
no way.
mid-30s or
You're
something. Like,
fucking
I don't
with me.
know. I thought you're like way older than me.
Yeah, I thought you were rolling my age, man. I thought you were. Yeah.
No, your age. No, you guys are fucking with me. That's crazy.
I can't believe it.
Nah,
You're the
that's-
same age as me?
No.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
I
No,
look
but you-
25, right?
Was that Demi?
I said, do I look like 25 or
I think so.
what?
25 works.
All right.
Nah, I would say you're pushing 30.
Okay.
I guess what technically the moment you pass 25, you're closer to 30 than 20, right? Is that kind of? I guess
Yeah, you're like
you're
round up,
past that like halfway point, so
$1.50.
you're slowly getting there.
So when you're
Yeah.
50, are you pushing 100?
Yeah, I guess you could say that technically.
You thought I was 40?
I don't know. I thought you were like 37 or 38 or something. I don't know. I thought you're like
30.
10 years older
Dude.
than me. You know, like when you kind of like think someone's like just older than you. You know what you mean?
I think it's
Didn't
just
you
'cause
watch my
woke up.
RuneScape streams?
Yeah, probably because I watched your RuneScape streams.
You
Maybe.
thought I was. No, so you thought I was 35 playing RuneScape like 10 years ago?
Oh, man, I'm not doing the fucking math. I'm just thinking like in my head, right? Like when I look at you, I think like, you're like an older, like mature guy, as messed up as that sounds. Like you're like not older. That's
You
crazy.
should get like a
when's the-
trim, maybe.
yeah,
A
maybe it's
trim?
like the
Yeah,
facial hair
I
and
had
shit.
I grew the beard for the Hunger Games, but yeah, I usually don't have a beard, so maybe that's why. I mean, I do portray myself as a mature individual, when I was 20, I portrayed myself the same. But I mean, so do you, Eddie.
Maybe
think
maybe
about
that's
it.
why, because you used to be kind of like full cut loose. And like this was one of my questions I was going to ask you before this came into like a natural conversation. I don't want to change it, but like your like whole streaming shit's like changed crazy, right? You've gone from like being like one of the most unhinged streamers and like whatever to like actually like, in fairness, right, being like probably one of the most respectable, like, you know, you're not messing about no more, right? Like you are really mature, right? Like like maybe that's why I'm thinking of you as much older, because you've gone from being like, you know, pretty loose and causing a whole bunch of dramas, and now, like, you know, your content's still absolutely fire, but you've calmed down in the sense of not like causing, like, you know, immature sort of drama and whatnot. So I don't know, maybe that's where that perception comes from.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, you know, I was never really super unhinged. It was just a different time. 2017 was a wild time, and you know, that was just what it was. You know, that was the Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, you know, era. So that's just what it was back then.
Yo, did you ever find out like the real reason you got like banned from Twitch?
I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, so I mean, I got banned because I mean, really, they just didn't like me. I mean, realistically, I talked to Twitch staff after the fact, and they just didn't like me. But the excuse that they gave, which by the way wasn't in any TOS or anything, but the excuse they gave was that, you know, I was they said I encouraged myself to get swatted at the airport, and it was like whatever. But I mean, I didn't encourage it. That was a time where people didn't get swatted. Like, I'd never been swatted before, and so I didn't think about it when I was streaming at the airport. So I mean, really, it was just bad PR for Twitch at the end of the day. That's just all it was, and they just didn't like me. So that was the main reason, and then they just made up whatever. So, but I mean, I talked to staff. I talked to his staff in 2020 about getting unbanned, and he went and tried to put in a good word for me. He said it was going to be very difficult though, because I got banned by Twitch Legal. I didn't get banned by moderation. So, and you know, Twitch Legal, they don't they're not going to accept, you know, like appeals or whatever. So
don't they have like $8 subs now? So we good off them anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Twitch. I don't like their bias that they have. I mean, some people say that Kick is a little biased, but they have no idea. Like, I was one of the biggest streamers at Twitch, and I went to the Twitch HQ when I was streaming on Twitch, and let me tell you, the bias there is absolutely huge. I mean, for me, for example, before I got banned, they liked me, and I had, you know, you're supposed to get banned in like 3 or 4 strikes in your account or something. I had 18 strikes in my account before I got banned. So, I mean, that just shows the bias.
Yeah.
18 strikes. What did you do exactly wrong?
Man, I don't know. It would be like it'd be like whenever I would say like that's gay, or like, I don't know, I'll go do IRL and I'll show something that's like against TOS on accident. Like, I don't know, just random bullshit, to be honest.
How many strikes are you on, Dan?
I don't think I've never been that immature personally.
You know, I'm perm banned from Twitch.
In check. Really?
Yeah, I got perm banned like 3 years ago. I said steak.com. I said it 3 times though. I was the first person to get banned for gambling advertising. It was like, it wasn't even part of the rules then. But then I knew I wasn't allowed to say steak.com, but I was so conditioned to saying steak.com that I like even though I was trying my best not to say it, I accidentally let it slip, and I was like, fuck, don't report me, and then boom, banned, gone. Like, it's so annoying. It was so,
you just said it like with your mouth?
Yeah, no, I said it with my mouth. Yeah. I just said like steak.com. I was like, yo, put your steak.com usernames in the chat or something like that. And then I was like, oh fuck, I'm gone now, and boom, I was banned, perm banned. And then I had to go like D-Live, and that was kind of like sad days. And then obviously Kick came along, so now it's all good. But yeah, they didn't even like respond to my appeal. Like, I wrote them this like fucking really nice letter, and I'm like, dude, like I'm like really sorry. I genuinely messed up, and they didn't respond, and I'm still banned. So sad days.
And now you're taking over, so it's all good.
We're gonna get there.
Right?
We're gonna take over. We're gonna take over. Yeah.
Would you guys go back if you were unbanned? Like, would you guys?
Demi's not banned. I'm not going back there. Fuck that.
Yeah, no,
I took it personally. I take shit real personally.
You showed up on AC7 stream, right? And he got banned, right?
Yeah, I give AC7 the most real viewers he's had on Twitch.
Oh.
I mean, dude, and I didn't even advertise it. It was just there. No, I mean, it's just like the thing is like I wouldn't go back to Twitch as long as Kick's around because I just would get, they just don't like me. At the end of the day, and there's the bias. So what's the point? I mean, it would just be a waste of time. Also, I don't like a lot of the Twitch streamers. I think like I got snaked by a lot of people, and a lot of people are fake as shit. And I just personally don't like a lot of my colleagues that I would have on Twitch. Because when you get banned and when you've been banned for 8 years on Twitch, they treat you like shit. They treat you like you're a fucking outcast. And I don't like that. I like real people, and there's a lot like nobody's real on Twitch. Everyone's got
blackballed.
I mean, yeah, the Twitch blackballed the hell out of me. They ban me, and then I show up on people's streams, they get fucking banned. It's like it makes no sense. I've been banned for 8 years on Twitch for getting swatted. I mean, it makes no sense at all.
I just think that there's room enough in the market for a Kick. I think one thing I say a lot is like, I mean, there's HBO and then there's Nickelodeon, right? And I just think our TOS allows for more of an HBO vibe, because I think all the streamers and viewers that were watching Justin TV have just grown up, man. Right? They grew up, and I think the TOS is just haven't evolved.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think Twitch is like kind of for kids now a little bit.
Yeah, I think using that
Like,
Nickelodeon
could be
versus HBO, that's fucked. That's kind of a low blow there, Andrew, man. You're really fucking hitting them hard. But I agree. I think it is like I think there's like kind of like going like PG and brand friendly, and then there's like going too far, right? Like I don't know. That's my opinion at least. I think you got to find that balance. Like entertainment, comes at a cost of having to sometimes upset people. It's the same way jokes. You end up naturally having to make them a little bit. They can't always be friendly in order to be funny, right? I think there's a line you need to draw in terms of trying to appease everyone. But anyway,
I don't even think Twitch is like for kids necessarily. Even with that, I just think they care only about money, right? They haven't been profitable in however many years. They care only about money, so they won't do anything that's good content because it doesn't even have to be edgy, like like my Hunger Games would never be on Twitch. They would never allow stuff like that. And it's not even edgy. I mean, obviously it's intense, but it's not edgy. They have their little niche of like video games and like doing like backyard barbecues content, and like that's what it is. I mean, and the people who watch that are like the parasocial ones, and they I mean, I don't know. I don't know who. I know the demographic on Twitch. I don't really know what it is. It's like parasocial people who have no life. I don't know. It's like I don't get the I can't watch Twitch. If I get past the 7 ads off the rip, then I'm just like, damn, this content is just like so. I don't even know what are they doing. They're just hanging out. Like I just don't get it. I don't understand the demographic for Twitch anymore. It used to be edgy as shit. Like, bro, back in 2015, Twitch was so fucking edgy, bro. People were saying crazy ass shit and doing crazy shit. Now it's like I don't understand who they're going for anymore. I just don't get it. It's like the parasocial people or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think if
you know what I really think though, I think they don't unban me as well, because I think if I got unbanned, I would take over like that platform in some ways, and I have like a really active community. I think they don't want that. I think they're scared of that. I think they know like it would be a big thing, so I think they're afraid of that.
Yeah, I think the communities kind of like definitely kind of end up going around the platform too. So maybe it was like they kind of found an excuse to ban you, right? Like maybe that was kind of it.
I mean,
the community got too out of hand.
If people say ICE on like half the streams there, they still say CX on there, and it's been 8 years. I mean, they're afraid of like my community going around on Twitch. But I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, and I like to think that Demi pulled us up before about the app being dog shit and the chat breaking every now and again, and there being a few
Wait, hold
little
on.
kinks and stuff on the. Huh?
I don't think the app is dog shit. I disagree with that. Demi, do you use iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay, there we go. So on Android, the app is actually pretty perfect. iPhone is ass in every way regard, not just in with Kick.
Do you think that's just Apple?
iPhone is in general ass. iPhone is a shit.
I don't think I would ever.
Androids are way better. I've never had a problem with the app on Android.
I don't think I would ever have an Android.
Oh, yeah. So if somebody texts you the green circle, you're just like, ew.
I'm blocking it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep, don't care.
Well,
Like, what about FaceTime?
FaceTime? I mean, who needs FaceTime when you have WhatsApp video call?
Oh no, WhatsApp is crazy.
I mean, outside of America, that's what everyone uses. So, but either way, iPhone, you get hacked a lot. The software is shit. Android is like open. I mean, I use Android for a lot of reasons. You can just make your own apps, open software. You could jailbreak the phone. You can do a lot.
Then, if you rock out with like an Android, they just know you have no bitches. And I already struggle in that department.
I got bitches. I got so many motherfucking bitches. I know what you talking about. I got mad bitches.
Okay, but you probably spawned in with bitches. I don't have any bitches, so if I then pull out my Android, like, that's gonna scare the huzz off. So
I think if a girl had an Android, I would be impressed by her because I'd be like, wow, you're actually smart. I mean, 1440p, 120 frames per second. We're talking about like a camera lens that zooms way farther than iPhone. And we're talking a lot of things. We're talking split screen. We're talking about changing your fucking lock screen, okay, to whatever you want. I mean, there's a lot of good things about it. What does iPhone do? Oh, blue bubbles and FaceTime. But wow, who the fuck cares? I just talk on Twitter anyways. Either way, the Kick app is actually really good on Android. On iPhone, it sucks, but on Android, it's good. Just so you guys know, because everyone keeps saying how bad it is on phone, but it's not. It's not bad on Android.
I think that question. The problem is like it depends like what device you're on. I think like if you're on like a brand new Android, you're probably sweet. But if you already have like a 4 or 5 year old Android, it's a little bit cooked. But the good news is that we're getting that shit all sorted. I like to think that when we kind of come back to like the whole comparison of platforms, that like once everything's on like a relatively even playing field and everything kind of catches up, then I like to think that the end of the day, it'll come down to the content that's being produced and the streamers who are able to produce, right? It literally comes down to what you're able to allow people to do and how you're able to incentivize them. And that includes not like, say, making viewers watch 8 fucking back-to-back 30-second ads whilst also taking 50% of the streamer's revenue from the, fucking subs, whilst at the same time making sure everyone walks on eggshells and they can't say like anything without the fear of getting banned. And I think at that point, like when, hey, look, products like, like for like, then it's going to be like, boom. Like I just don't see a world where back to your point of taking over, the Kick won't be able to pull it off. But, we're pretty excited for that. I think, honestly, the biggest setback is the fact that it isn't quite up to scratch yet. And then the moment that's done, like there just is no logical reason when you compare like the two, like that it won't. But again, maybe I'm just fucking delusional, but I'm pretty passionate that's going to be the case. And then hopefully we can sit back and kind of laugh at those guys for banning us. So we can be like, fuck you guys, you banned us.
I mean, yeah, I don't even care at this point. Anyways, if I got a ban, I would just go and advertise Kick. But no, I mean, you guys have done a lot for me. More than any other platform's ever done in my 10 years of streaming. So that's all I care about. Like, I'd rather be loyal than whatever else. Like, I don't care about getting clout or anything at this point. It's been 10 years. Like, I have enough fucking people just know me already. I don't care anymore. I just rather be a real person. Either way. I think the major thing that the app should get like as soon as possible is like the AirPlay, like whatever, like the TV, because like sometimes I'm trying to watch streams and I have to like, do like Samsung decks to the TV, which is fucking like kind of AIDS. So,
Wait, I
which is
thought
like
AirPlay does work.
AirPlay works.
oh, really? It goes to the TV on Kick?
Yeah, mine does. I always
Okay.
pull up Ice Poseidon on my TV.
Oh, really? All right. Well, that's good to know.
We need mobile streaming. That
I don't
mobile
have an
streaming.
iPhone. Well, I don't think mobile streaming's a huge like necessity. I mean, people use the third-party apps and they're gonna keep using them anyways. Like you can go live on Twitch, but no one does that because it's not as good as a third-party app. So I think that's just a waste of time, in my opinion. I think viewer experience stuff is the most important thing. The streamers will figure it out. If they want to stream, they'll figure it out. That's not a concern, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, I have a Samsung, so I didn't know if they have AirPlay.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the like hardcore streamers who are actually going to like, full double down on like making really great IRL content, they're not going to be sitting there streaming from the app. They're going to get the whole third party set up and do it properly, right? So yeah, I guess the IRL streaming or the streaming from the app is probably not exactly 100% needed.
I know some people were talking about what they think Kick needs the most and like priorities and stuff. A lot of people talked about like getting like a currency like bits or whatever like on Kick. I don't really think that's a huge priority. I don't understand why that would be a priority. To be honest, there's already subs and gifted subs. I think there's much better things that could be focused on first, in my opinion.
What about like channel points or predictions?
That's what I'm saying. Channel points, like, is that really a priority?
No, dude,
I don't
channel
get,
points
like,
is huge, man. Dude, channel points are fucking massive, man. People love that stuff.
I agree, though. I think it's just because we're like streamers, so we're not used to like using channel points. But people who like view love that shit, like the betting and stuff. And then you just win a currency that's like imaginary, but they just love that shit.
You're saying because it keeps people watching your stream.
Yeah, like they want to build their points and then they want to gamble it and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really see that because people, I can get people to watch through other means, but I don't. I never understood the channel point thing. I mean, I streamed on Mixer for a little bit. They had like a channel point thing, and I'd never used it. People had billions of those points, like or something of those points.
Yeah.
Yo, Ice.
But
if you're saying channel points and like the variation of like bits and all that's like not a priority, what is a priority in your opinion?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Having an API that my dev could use to implement things would be a pretty good priority. I guess that's just like a niche thing for me, basically. I mean, most streamers aren't doing that, but I think having the API so third-party developers could like make add-ons for Kick, I think would help too, because then you guys don't have to do anything and they can do all the work, which is how it was on Twitch for so long, with better Twitch TV and all this shit. So that saves you guys a lot of time. They can do all the work.
I mean, your vest, the vest that you had, the heat map, right? The track map, like that could have been something that could have easily been integrated into your stream, through you guys building it out through the API and making extension out of it, But
it's coming. Where you click like on the stream and there's like overlays and shit. Yeah.
I think right now your dev's already using our API, right, Ice? But it's just not documented, so it's a fucking mess to work through. Like what would take him normally like 1 hour, it probably takes him like 3 hours because he has to like manually like grab the endpoints and like all that kind of stuff. Like there is an API, right? It's just not documented. It's not like formalized with like proper governance and all that kind of stuff. But like there's like that's why all these bots work on Kick. There is all these bots like Kick Tools and Botrix and those guys like. But yeah, not to answer your question though, like having a proper like documented API that attracts like a bunch of like super eager developers to like build super cool tools and like essentially like allow us to kind of like skip the queue in terms of like a whole bunch of features that people can build on top of would be like amazing, right? I think you mentioned that before, like even like Twitch, right? They for so long everything was just third party, and then I think they kind of just brought it all in house, which was like the natural progression. But I just kind of would definitely give us a massive head start because people aren't comfortable building on something that's not documented is my assumption.
Yeah, but I think channel points are cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's good for the community of the streamer itself. But I think in the broader terms of the kick community, not just the individual streamer community, I think there's other priorities besides like a public API. There's other things like maybe. I mean, if you could rewind on a stream, that would be cool. But Twitch doesn't even do that, so I'd be. I don't really get how that's possible, but
that's like YouTube, right?
We can do that actually. It's just the thing about that is it gets really weird because you get stuck between like what's a VOD and live chat, and it actually kind of like I know Twitch would be able to do it really easily, but I think they made a conscious decision to keep the VODs and the live stream separate because you can hypothetically rewind like 15 seconds, but then I think a lot of people would get stuck in the old live stream. Like, we had a bit of a product discussion around this, but it's actually really easy to do. But kind of after looking deeper into it, there's a few little technicalities around like what it would end up kind of changing. But like if rewind is like genuinely something you think would hit hard, like we can get that. It's possible because the VOD is like encoding in real time, right? So like all you have to do is just allow the person to kind of maneuver around that. I think you have to make it like a minimum of 15 seconds. You go back. You can't go back like 5, but that's the only like thing that would change. But it's actually kind of super easy to do. It's not even a big change.
Esports crew love rewind during esports content.
Yeah, I think things like that, things that Twitch doesn't have, would be beneficial for Kick. It would help make it stand out. And I mean, honestly, rewinds are great. When I streamed on YouTube, it's like you miss something, you just rewind. It's easy, So.
On that topic, what was like with YouTube streaming? What was like the biggest like downside to that? Like, was there any downsides? Or?
Yeah. So when it comes to the technological part, YouTube honestly had the best technological setup, where you could stream in 4K there's no delay at all, rewind, all that stuff. But in terms of the community stuff, they are shit. They shit the bed completely. I mean, the chat room is ass. There's no emotes. There's no anything. There's nothing for the viewers besides gifted subs they just implemented a year ago. There's no discovery. If you're a streamer, the only way you're showing up in the recommended is when you're fucking live, or if your VOD gets like 1 million views. There's no in between. Like, you know what I mean? And then if you curse like me, you never get recommended. You get demonetized. Not like demonetized, but like my money per view is like kind of low because I curse and like whatever. So most of the money I made was from subs and donations, which is kind of aids because like the viewers have full control of my income, and when that happens, it could be really, really toxic. The relationship for the viewer and the streamer could be very toxic that way. But yeah, no, YouTube does not help streamers at all. Like Speed is the only streamer on YouTube that I know that does like actually really well and brings in new people. But he's also famous with more than just being a streamer, I think. So they used to have this section on YouTube that was like live now or something, and I would show up on that, and that helped a lot. But when they got rid of that because of all the bots and like fake streams, then it's like no one will ever find your stream anymore.
Yeah, hey Demi, you had some success on YouTube. I think you mainly had VODs. Did you ever do live stream over there?
No, I never did live streaming. I only have streamed on Twitch and Kick, and then I streamed like one day on TikTok, and then I got banned because I cursed. I think, I don't know, and then I never did it again. I was just like, we're good. But yeah, I only did Twitch and Kick.
Yeah, Ice, I've got one last question for you. And this one's just on the back of the chat here. What do you think about Ebbs and his $1 KCIP, and how do you think this needs to be addressed?
Okay. Well, personally, I don't really know what's going on. Why does he have $1 KCIP?
I don't know. I haven't actually checked it. Does he actually have $1 KCIP, or is that like, is he trolling?
So, I mean, he showed it to me. He showed me his KCIP during the Hunger Games. Okay, Shuvy, this brand new streamer, is getting $25 an hour. He's getting $1 an hour, like honestly, or maybe like $2 an hour. And I don't understand why. But I mean, if like he's definitely not view botting. Maybe somebody view bots him, but he's not the one doing it. And I think punishing him for that is like not good, because it shows like that trolls can just fuck people over. But I mean, I think he deserves a normal KCIP, because he's been around for like 10 years and he is good content.
Yeah, I think my guess is
Personally.
if it actually went down to $1, it would have been on the back of like some viewer manipulation stuff. But yeah, to be fair, we still have like a lot of work to do on getting that like KCIP stuff like fully fine tuned. Like we wanted to kind of get something out the door ASAP to just get it off the ground. But like I don't know, compared to when we launched KCIP to where we got it now is like fucking day and night. Like I think, yeah, a few people complain about it going down a little bit, but I think if most people have gone up a ton, like a lot of people are making way more. It's actually going like, you tend to only hear about the people who complain about it going down, but usually that's kind of for good reason. But okay, on the back of you vouching that it actually is $1, that does sound a bit unfair. I thought people were just trolling about it. We'll go check on it and get that.
Dude, he showed me his dashboard. I think for a 10-hour stream, he made $3.
$3, yeah.
Or so it was so bad. I mean, I was like, God damn, dude. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. But
TOS like for KCIP.
No, I mean, I told him to stop banning people in his chat, 'cause he bans a lot of people in his chat. And I told him, like, if you're getting view botted, you got to just like turn on bot protection and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Hey, I got a question for you. Like, and I'm not saying I don't know EBZ's situation, but what do you think of a channel that's consistently getting botted? I'm talking like routinely at the same time every day for like a 6-month stretch. Like,
so I mean, I know EBZ personally, so I just know he doesn't bot because he could barely stream. Like he's not a good, like his intelligence for streaming is pretty low. So I know he's not botting himself. He doesn't even know how to fucking do TTS donations barely. So I mean, he does have trolls, and trolls do view bot him and just to fuck with him in his KCIP for this exact reason. But if someone's view botting, I can tell. I don't know if you guys can tell. I can tell who's view botting and who's not. Okay, it's pretty obvious. People who pretend their viewers are real are the ones view botting for the most part. People who know they're getting view botted will never bring up their view count because it's fucking. They know it's like embarrassing in that regard. Like if I'm getting view botted for 40K viewers during a stream, I will not bring up the view count unless I'm literally saying, oh, I'm getting view botted. Yeah. And then I'll make a joke out of it. I'll be like, yeah, bring me to 100K, whatever. Cause there's nothing else you can do. You can't be mad at it. You can't fight it. If you want them to stop, you have to like kind of play along with it. But if you just, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What is the question?
He said people are view botting and you need to call them out. Who are they?
Actually, that's exactly what I said.
I mean, Neon view bots. In my opinion, I mean, Action Man definitely has view bots in his channel. I mean, Sam Pepper has view bots in his channel. I mean, what do you mean? Like so many people. But then again, people on Twitch view bot too. I mean, these motherfuckers at OTK definitely view bot. You know, I think a lot of these fucking FaZe guys view bot. So, I mean, to be honest, everybody fucking view bots on streaming except for me. To be like realistically.
Oh.
I know that sounds fucking crazy.
I view bot a motherfucker. Fuck you.
Well, not you, but like, man, you don't need a view bot, bro. You fucking what? So how much? Like billions of dollars or what? 1 billion, whatever it is. Like, you don't need a fucking view bot. But these other guys, I mean, they fucking.
Are you
Bro,
actually a billionaire, Eddie, or is that cap?
I honestly don't know where they make those rich lists up. Like, I don't get it. I've got no idea. Like, I think somewhere they said I'm worth like several billion, and then another place they said I'm worth like a little less. And I don't know. It's all a load of bollocks.
Well,
I'll tell you
clear
that
the
much.
allegations.
bro, bollocks,
Oh,
dude. I saw your article or whatever talking about like most expensive house in Australia. Like, I saw the article, dude.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't
And then
listen,
the
I don't know, right? I don't comment on that stuff, and people make like they all the numbers is what I'm saying is like they're literally made out of thin air. Like if you see like those lists or whatever, like yeah, take them with like a grain of salt because I'm still yet to figure out.
I'm pocket watching.
Huh?
And so, what kind of car do you have? I'm pocket watching.
I've got a Range Rover. I love my Range Rovers. I've like had a Range Rover for the last 10 years though. So like I've always got the new one. I love Range Rovers.
So you're humble, okay?
Bro, he's being so humble. I saw his Range Rover. This shit's jacked up. This thing is like fucking badass. This motherfucker put like 80-inch rims on this thing, dude.
What are you talking about? No, I didn't. Wait, what did you say? You didn't see my Range Rover, did you?
Yeah, when we finished the subathon, when you came to the Crown, we went to Nobu. You came in the Range Rover.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Shit. Fuck, that feels recent.
I know, right?
Yeah, you gotta come back to Australia again, man. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, I probably will at some point. I just have to have a good reason to go. But yeah, the view botting stuff. I mean, there's no way to stop it. I don't think. I mean, everybody on Twitch and everyone view bots. It's just because everyone. It's like, why would you not? There's no downside.
Hey, to be fair, the Spanish people don't view bot. The Spanish people don't view bot. I don't think they figured out what view bots are yet. Like those guys are legit.
Well, that's good, but yeah.
Is huge. They're so crazy. I feel like they have a crazy community. Like
if someone's in the viewbotting industry, they need to break into like the Spanish community. It's untapped. Like they have not found viewbotting yet. Like there's a fucking market there. Like take your viewbots and sell it to the Spanish speaking people. They'll be like they've just found fucking fire or something. Like they're gonna be like, oh shit. Like right now they've got no idea. Like the Turkish people as well. Like they don't even know what a viewbot is. I don't think. Like they're all like legit too. Like all these viewbotters need to fuck off away from the English speaking people and like go sell this stuff over there because like right now like no one's got a clue. But yeah, I think you're right. Like to be fair, live streaming in general, like the fact that like platforms incentivize people to increase their viewers, like naturally, like yeah, there's like a whole bunch of like, yeah, it's pretty easy, right? The barriers of entry is kind of low, so I don't know. I like to think that people kind of can make up their own mind whether someone's view bots. Like the view count's kind of just like secondary, right? Like it doesn't really mean much. Like I think it means less than it ever did before. Like nowadays, like you either like someone's content and you enjoy watching them, or you don't. You don't watch them because they got like views, right? Like I think it's kind of like it definitely hasn't. It isn't what it used to mean, right? And that's on the back of the fact that I think people say like Kick's prevalent for it, but like yeah, it's on every platform. It's everywhere, right? Like it's just so easy to do. Like you spend $10 and you're sorted, right?
That's just because they're just shit on Kick for no reason. People view bot on Twitch. They've been doing it for years. I mean, it's obvious, but yeah, if streams were organized by like an algorithm instead of view count, they'd be less likely to view bot. But I think a lot of people just do it for their ego. But the problem is, if you view bot, nobody knows when you're doing anything interesting. If your view count's the same every day, no one knows what you're doing. I don't view bot because I want people to know if I'm doing something boring, it's boring. If I'm doing something fun, it's fun. And then more people will click if they see I have more than average viewers. I mean, that's more important. Like if your view count is the same no matter what you do, nobody will ever click on you because nobody will ever know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, that's true because like when I play COD, like my views are like here, and then when I'm at the gym, like people know when I'm at the gym, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I think, because if you're kind of always sitting at like, let's say 10K viewers, like every day, no matter what, then like you kind of don't know what you're in for when you click on that stream, right? It's certainly, I think it's definitely not beneficial. I like saying this from being like the platform's perspective. I must say like even when used to kind of, we were doing like obviously marketing with Twitch, right? And used to like take a lot of what's it called? Used to actually look at view counts and be like, okay, that means something. And actually, but had no idea. I remember people used to go on about view bots, and like I used to think, oh, they're fucking paranoid. But now being kind of on the other side and having a bit more insight, it's like crazy prevalent. And like you said, like all the biggest, like not all, but pretty much a good portion of like the largest Twitch streamers, they're like they're all like it's all kind of like facades, right? It's pretty bad. Like,
but
it certainly is a problem.
It's not just it's not just the streaming community, man. It's not just the creators.
It goes way further. Dude, it goes way further. Like, there's like people, like, I don't want to name names, but dude, I've now realized like people sell the whole suite. Like, you can get your Instagram boosted, your fucking this, your that, like the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's like people out there that build the whole profile up, and you're like, holy fuck, what's real and what's not anymore? Like, we've been duped by it as well. Like
the hell out of things.
Like Kick paid a fucking bag to people who had legitimately full fake profiles. Like they faked everything. Everything was not real. Like they came to Kick and I was like, what the fuck? We've been like fully like scammed here. Like the Instagram wasn't real. The Twitter wasn't real. Like the Twitch wasn't real. The YouTube wasn't real. Like the whole thing was fucking fake. And like you're now looking at this and you're like, what's going on? And we kind of dug a bit deeper and it's like, it's crazy out there. Like you can like fully fake your whole entire life. Like your whole entire online fucking, footprint can be like manipulated. It's insane. And it's not hard. That's the thing, right? So I don't know. You gotta be careful what you trust.
It is easy. It is easy to manipulate. And I think you would have to look really deep into somebody to know like if they're bots or whatever, based on like the kind of comments they're saying on their Instagrams and like if they're memes or like just random bullshit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The internet, it's all fake. The internet's all fake. I mean, dude, everything's fake.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Are there going to be any more signings?
I don't know. Well, no, definitely. We're going to try to bring people over, but I think, we kind of stopped bringing people over for like the last sort of 6 to 12 months. Because I think things got a little bit out of control. People were like kind of their expectations were insane. Like you'd have like these people who were like, suddenly thought that they were worth like more than NBA stars because like they saw a few other headlines which were like way blown out of the water. Like everything you read online, back to the thing of everything being fake, like, the headlines, the articles, the numbers you see, like take it all with a grain of salt. And suddenly like, streamers suddenly thought they were like, able to like ask for this insane stuff. And again, we're trying to like get the product in line. So we're like, okay, fuck it. We don't need to bring all these people over like until we, get an even playing field.
Yeah.
And, I also feel like, it's better investing in people who like kind of actually want to make the switch over and then kind of giving them the tools, the resourcing, the like visibility, the discoverability to try and build them up. Like it comes from the idea of like, hey, look, you can like buy a streamer from another platform, but realistically you're kind of just renting it. Like if you can help like build your own streamers up and foster the right community and give them the right tools and, support them on that kind of grind, to becoming a bit bigger, that's worth way more. But like with that said, like I think, we did that massive like push like a year and a bit ago where we brought over like, 5-6 big names and everyone's like, whoa, Kick's taken over. Like we want to do something similar to that, but a little bit more strategic. Like once we get out the new app, the TV app, and the new web browser version. But we want to be way more strategic. I think it's not about just getting the biggest name. I think there's like 10 streamers that come to mind that I think of in live streaming, which aren't exactly like the biggest view count people, but they're kind of like the pillars of live streaming and really represent the live streaming community in a way that like would really make a big shift. I want to avoid kind of mentioning names, but I think if we get like, this group of like, again, around about 10-ish people who would be like, that would make actual tidal waves in the streaming community and fully change the sentiment around Kick. So, to that question, we're definitely going to try to like, entice some people to come over, sweeten the deal. But first we just need to kind of get like, a few of this like product stuff sorted.
Instead of signing people, if you want to just give me 50 mil, I'll create hundreds of new streamers through events.
Yeah,
But,
right.
but that's the thing. That's what I was going to double down on. Like, when he talks about being strategic, doing more things like the Hunger Games, investing in streamers like Demi coming out to DreamHack, people who are already organically wanting to be on Kick, who are investing their time and their effort. I think Eddie said it before. Like, there's a lot of people who are just not making good content out there, and when you invest in someone like yourself, Ice Poseidon, but then you're going above and beyond, and you're doing original content, that's an extra layer, right? That's like an extra thing. And then Demi, listen, we totally noticed that you had gone back to other platforms, right, and streamed here and there, but we were so excited to see you that you kind of came back and kept streaming. So it's this combination of like really being invested beyond the contract on the platform. I think that those are the things that really get us excited, to make an authentic community,
Yeah.
I think instead of signing really big streamers, I mean, because I think that's just like a marketing, I don't think it really does much besides marketing. I think, I mean, you know it, signing like mid-tier streamers is like you either sign a big streamers that all share one community and you bring up the whole community over, or you do a bunch of the mid-tier people. I think just like one person from every community, big person, I think it's pointless besides just marketing.
Maybe
but there's other ways.
We need to get you involved.
There's other ways.
These conversations, help us figure out like the right people to kind of bring over. I think like you said though, like you got to bring like a whole community, right? If you bring like one person from that community, they're just sitting here like, the fuck am I doing, right? But if you bring the whole community, then people like stick around and you build that ecosystem. Like I think we did really well with like the IRL stuff, right? Like no matter what, you go to the IRL section, you're like, okay, cool, there's someone I can kind of relate to and watch. And like, same for like just chatting to an extent. But like if you go to like some of the gaming stuff, it's like, okay, shit, now that my, the guy I watched Dota on is gone offline, like now what the fuck am I going to do here? Like I'm out of here. So yeah, it's kind of
Dota.
Yeah, there just has to be other reasons. There's a lot of reasons to get people to come to Kick besides just finding people for millions and millions of dollars. I mean, I had 120,000 people go to my website to look at a map, and that's nothing. That's free. So, I think if if you put aside $100 million instead of signing one big streamer, you do things that give content on the platform that other platforms don't have. I mean, I think that alone is enticing enough to bring people over. As long as you have streamers that are willing to put in the work to make the content, use the money for good content.
How do you define good content?
I mean, it has to be stuff that is not being done on other platforms, like it has to be stuff that is so interesting and unique that people will come over. Like I had Twitch. I know people who stream on Twitch. They came to stream on Kick to watch party my Hunger Games that I did. You know what I mean? Like, and they never streamed on Kick before. So, there has to be just shit that's just too interesting to not talk about. Like boxing events, for example. They're cool, but so many people have done boxing events. It needs to be different. Shit like that. Like it just needs to be stuff that you just will not see in other platforms. Like, if a lot of these big streamers on Kick, if they were willing to do events like the way I do, and if all of us ran one event a month, it would be so good for Kick. Like I do one next month, Aiden does one next month, Vitaly does one, then Fuzi, whatever. Like, and it was just like a big cycle, and we just take turns. That working together like that would grow Kick exponentially, and it would save you a lot of money, Eddie. You don't have to sign people for $50 million. So because $50 million, that's like, I mean, that's a lot of content. I mean, my Hunger Games was a week long. It was like 300 something K, I think, spent overall. So I don't
I
know.
mean,
We
dude
spoke
is
about this,
talking about
right?
a production model. Yeah.
We spoke about this, like
Huh?
like the idea of hopefully having like something where like, you know, you, like the moment the Hunger Games ended, there was like something else that started and then something else that began, right? But you know, back to my point before, I was saying like there's very few people who actually execute on that stuff, and it's hard to find like someone who has that live streaming audience already to actually go out and like execute on something and like follow through with the idea. But no, that's like pretty much the thing we talk about the most is like instead of investing in big names, like actually invest in the content, because live streaming is at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, like you take everything away from it, it's like what you're consuming, it's the end product is the actual video stream you're watching, right? And that's all defined by what the fuck people decide to do whilst they're on the live stream. And yeah, being able to invest in the content like is number one thing we're going to give a crack. But we just need to find the right people to invest in, like, you know, people who are actually going to go ahead, understand how to, like, you know, run a proper budget, put together stuff that is, yeah, again, unique and makes sense. And it's, you know, it's hard, right? It's hard. We just need, you know, again, we honestly, we need more people like you, right? Like who can go ahead and put together stuff like, you know, these kind of events and what that looks like as well. Because again, what's going to be like trending and good content in like 1 year's time might be completely different. People maybe look back, you know, a year from now and be like, oh, you know, the Hunger Games scavenger hunt stuff, hey, that's old now, I want something new, right? So it's hard to be like constantly staying ahead of that curveball too, because you know what's good today won't be good the next day either. And it's difficult to find people who are willing to adapt to that, because people find success in like a video game or a certain category or, you know, a certain type of live streaming. They don't want to move ever. They just want to stay there because it's like, hey, look, this is safe, this works.
So this is the reason why not a lot of streamers do events like this that are really good for the platform. You overall, first of all, it's a shitload of work when you could just stream normally, and it where for no like less effort. You know, setting up an event is a shitload of work, way more than normal streaming. And then also, since you have to spend time to set up the event, you just make less money because you're not streaming as much. If you just streamed, you just make more money. So there's really no benefit for the streamer to do the kind of events that like I've done. The only it benefits the platform, but like it benefits the streamer less. Like, I mean, I get benefit too, obviously, but if I were to just do like subathons every day, that would be way more beneficial for me personally. But these other events benefit the platform more, and you know, I'm okay where I'm standing at financially, so I'm willing to like invest in the platform. Because I mean, to be honest, if Kick were to go down, I have to go back to YouTube, and I fucking hate YouTube. So I'm willing to like invest in the platform more than other people. Like, I really do want it to succeed, because I also have a personal vendetta against Twitch. So I really want it to succeed.
It's interesting you bring that up. Yeah, I didn't really think of it that way sometimes. But yeah, like it's all the work that goes on behind the scenes that like probably is the most like, yeah, opportunity cost, right? Like there's a whole bunch of shit you need to do, the stress involved, like the time, the everything that comes together. It's hard, right? And yeah, you kind of weigh that up against the alternative of just like making your everyday content. You're like, hold on a second, this doesn't make sense. So I don't know. Maybe we need to kind of like you know, realign on how we view these special events and how we kind of price it up and try to understand the value, the output, like, you know, the KPIs that we kind of peg against, you know, success metrics. And yeah, no, you got me thinking there. It's a really good point. Not even you brought that up to me before, right? But yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't want to, you know, I don't like to talk to you about money. You know, I just want to talk to you about like the content. You know, I'm not a money person, but I do like money, but it's besides the point. My point is that it's hard to convince other streamers to do these kind of things, because it is just way harder and way less money than doing normal content. But so yeah, you got to find the right people who are really passionate about actually building the company more than just filling their own pockets. You know what I mean? You know, and a lot of people just want to fill their own pockets. They don't care about the overall broader image of your, you know, for the business.
We did some testing about 2 weeks ago. It ended, but from August 15th, from July 15th to about August 15th, we took pitches from a handful of creators, right, who might be hungry to get their idea off the ground, right? Like, imagine if, I don't know. It's almost like that studio agency management model where people
Don't do
get
that.
no. Hear me out. Because I came from that. But what I'm saying is just like sparking the idea of going beyond just hitting go live, right? Like saying like saying to the community, hey, like we want you to aspire to Hunger Games type of things. Like we want to see that kind of magic come out of you guys. But like instigating it, right? Saying like Kick sees that. Like Kick sees the value in that. Not necessarily like we have a script and we're going to overproduce the shit out of it and we're going to hire these actors and blah 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 blah. None of that, but more so like saying, hey, like, you know, if you want to do something different, like we're all ears.
Okay, I mean that could be something that helps. If you guys maybe had like some sort of production team or something, like a Kick production team or whatever, as long as they give the streamer creative freedom to make the content and they just assist with building the setup to give the streamer more free time.
That's the key, man. Freedom. Creative freedom.
That would help a lot then. Yeah, that would be that would be more convincing for other people to do these things.
I think, yeah, hear you loud and clear in it though, right? We need to, be a bit more strategic. We learned a lot in the first like 12 months, I think. Like we learned a lot on those like big signings and all that kind of stuff and figured out like where the actual value lies. So I think we're pretty well aligned on kind of what makes sense. I think, yeah, you got to kind of almost pay your dues to kind of enter the live streaming space and get enough sort of a bit of traction to begin with, but next time we kind of go about like, hey, look, we got this like big budget we want to spend on like blowing Kick up now that we're like comfortable with the product and stuff. Like it will definitely be done in like a completely different way to last time. That's for sure. Like we're gonna certainly put it in the right place. But yeah, Ice, maybe to your point, maybe it's just about giving you $50 million.
I mean, I'll take it, but but no, I think yeah, if everybody just did events on a rotation, I think you would get a lot of people who don't normally watch live streams to watch Kick. There's a lot of people who watch me that don't watch Twitch. They don't watch live streams at all. They just come and they watch my events, because it's unique. So if there was a rotation, I think that's the best way to grow Kick, in my opinion. You just need like 4 of me's.
Yeah, we need those boxing matches back.
No, I just said the boxing is not it's not creative enough. I just said that. Everyone has done that. We need more creative stuff, Demi.
I think it's fun watching the boxing. Just people beating each other up.
I mean, yeah, I guess some people could do that, but either way, it's just like creative stuff.
But like shitty boxers, not like good boxers. Like street beefs. You don't think that stuff is fun?
I think it's fun, but I don't know if that's enough to bring people to a new platform and stay on the platform, right? We want them to stay, so I think it needs to be stuff that is long events. Boxing is a one-day event. You need like long, week-long things that keep people on the platform until they grow a pattern, right? It's a psychological thing. They grow a pattern, they go to Kick every day, and then when the event's over, after a week of going to Kick every day, they keep going to Kick because they grow a habit.
True, I agree.
And then if there's just something else lined up all ready to go the week later, I mean, boom, they keep the habit, it keeps growing.
Yeah, I mean, to Ice's point, Hunger Games, then Vitaly fires up, and then Shakti G does his thing, and Demi does gym streams, and you just get organized with it, right?
Yeah. Totally.
I mean, realistically, all the big streams.
We need more events. Yo, Demi, can you run a 1-week event for us? Andrew, you run one in a week. Yo, Ice, you fire back up in 3 weeks. We're good to go, yeah? And I'll do something too. I think between the 4 of us, we can run some like 24/7, 30 days a month shit, yeah? Let's go.
4
Easy,
months of
problem solved.
content, man.
My
problem solved.
event will be a lifting event. Is
A
that
lifting event.
entertaining enough? Probably not.
That could work, could it? Maybe. I don't know. How could you have your own point of view of that, though? You need to have your own point of view. I think that's key. That's key. That's key. That's key.
Oh, then no.
We got to figure that out. Maybe that's what we got to put
Oh, I
together
can
is like
do the- what is
auditions
it?
almost, or like fucking like some sort of
The
proposal.
Ninja
shit.
Warrior thing. Like that's like athletic. I'll do the Ninja Warrior.
We need it 24/7 though, right?
That's
That's
it.
the thing. 24/7 is the key, I think. Having like ongoing, unless it's like ninja warrioring like all day, every day.
I mean, there's a million movies and reality TV shows and everything that people could take inspiration from. Yeah, I don't know. Just I think all those big streamers on Kick should work. If we worked together as a team, Kick would actually do really well. Like keep growing past what it already has. It's not hard. It just takes some effort and organization from the big streamers, and that's the hardest part. Growing a platform, in my opinion, isn't super hard. I think convincing people to watch something is easy, because people are always looking for something good, and it's just like it's also like psychological shit, and like having the psychological things that keep people coming back. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but like I think about this stuff like when I'm in the shower and like sleeping. So I don't know. I think
also like couple dynamics, right? Like don't people love being parasocial?
Yeah, parasocial shit is like easy stuff too. I mean, there's a lot of lonely people who are bored.
Shows too. The couples, the people who don't get bitches like me, I eat that shit up personally.
If I do an event that requires a girl, you have to be in it, okay, Demi?
All right, I'm there.
But because I think I need you to have a taste of what I'm talking about here. That might help give you flow some new ideas for you as well.
Okay, yeah. Facts.
I think Ice, we just hand you full control of Kick, and you just take over and just take it away. I think that's the key here.
Kick.
Yeah.
Kick on Ice.
As much as I would love that, they would not listen to me, and also it would be pointless because like I said, it's a team effort. It's not me. It's a team. Everyone needs to do their part.
No, I honestly we kind of chatting here informally, but I personally couldn't agree with you more, right? And I think you and I have also had these kind of conversations offline a little bit. How we get there though is the tricky part, because like you said, the big streamers, the people that already made it, they kind of can't be fucked, and they're kind of difficult to work with. So it's kind of just identifying the right people who kind of have that similar mentality, and then just really just executing and funding, right? That's all it takes after that. So I know. I think it's possible. Yeah. I think we can pull it off.
You got to find people who just really care about the platform. That's all. Like I said, I have this vendetta against Twitch. So
surely there's some people in chat right now thinking, "Hold on, I could be the next big thing. I could run something that is somewhat along the lines of what we're discussing here. Who knows? They're out there. It's just about finding them. It's just about finding the right people and supporting them. And then I think that'll be a big turning point for sure.
They also need to have to be able to bring people in too, though. It can't just be a random person.
That's a big thing. Yeah, that's that's the thing, right? It's the chicken before the egg thing, right? It's like, well, if I had the idea and I had the platform, I'd get the viewers. And it's kind of like, well, you kind of have to have the viewers also, or the community, for people to back up your ideas, right? So, there's a lot of up and coming streamers, man, that have some great ideas. But you're right, the viewer aspect is something that cannot be overlooked, right? That's why, that's why it's so tough. That this business is tough on a creator, because you constantly have to keep it fresh or consistent, or you got to really know your community and deliver on.
To be honest, I don't know many good streamers who would willing to do stuff like that. I do know one. I know one, but unfortunately, he got into the drama a few months ago. I mean, Doctor Disrespect was the guy who would be the one to put on events and do really well. You know what I mean? Regardless of his drama. I know that's like I know that might sound crazy. That might sound crazy. No, I'm not saying that like he's gonna be the one. I'm just saying that he was the guy before the drama who would have been good. People like that. You know what I mean? I know that sounds crazy, but I'm just telling you my opinion. So
Yeah, we're talking about clipping out of context just before, so I want to be like super careful on that front. But I think you're like, yeah, it takes the right individual. It takes the right individual with that right drive. I think some people do it for like the view count, some people do it for like the money, some people do it for like the clout, but some people just genuinely do it because they love making fucking cool new content, right? And like you got to combine that with someone who already has like the tools available and like the ability to actually engage an audience, and then you've got the right situation. But finding that is the hard part. But I don't know, maybe you can like if I think the cool thing, right, like the one thing that comes to mind when you talk about that, like with the right endorsement, like from like larger streamers, like I think anyone can pull it off though. A lot of like obviously getting the audience is really difficult, but like say like even you, Ice, being on my stream here, like suddenly now I've got like a whole bunch of viewers, and like I've got Demi's viewers here, just like you guys joining in and being like somewhat a part of the stream has like brought the like normally these kick talks they're busy, but today's like extra busy, right? Like just having that kind of endorsement from like other streamers like can allow people to grow like super quick as well, right? So let's say somebody who doesn't have that massive audience or foot in the door, suddenly had like other people say, hey, look, check this out, or be like loosely a part of it, and it could help definitely kind of uplift it and give it that kind of initial traction. So I don't know, something to think about, but fuck it, it's certainly hard.
A big streamer could endorse like somebody else's event, be a co-host or whatever. Yeah, that's true. You just have to make sure they're also passionate about making the event good. Because if they just go there and just show up and be like, those rappers that go on like Vitaly's stream, they just show up and do nothing, and like they don't really give a shit about what's going on. Like you don't want that situation either, because then it's less interesting.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna like want to be. They're gonna want to expect to be paid, even though they didn't put any effort into the event. That they want to be paid and like blah blah blah. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. Just they need to be passionate.
Yeah, I think that's probably the worst offenders sometimes. Like a lot of celebrities who like look at the streamers and want to become a streamer and then just like expect like the crazy money and everything. Like yeah, there's definitely a problem on that front. But yeah, same with even like the streamers themselves. Like, I don't know. I think we could do some convincing. I think we could work on it. I think we need to chip away at it. I think we've got a proof of concept now. That's it. The proof of concept's been laid. Like I think there is a solid, blueprint on what like this can look like, and now like it's about building off that. Like beforehand, I don't know if it had really been done before in the way that like you're explaining it and like that we're agreeing on right now. So now kind of saying like, hey, look, this is what good looks like. This is what we want to achieve. Like now, like I don't know, kind of maybe give some direction. And again, that just involves everyone getting behind it and building out the right content. And then maybe that means like, hey, look, like you're just like sitting back and endorsing like 3 or 4 other people who run events and say like, hey, look, follow this, and I don't know, giving it like almost a tick of approval and help it get off the ground a bit and build a bit of a following. It could work, but
when I streamed on Twitch back in the day, I talked to Twitch about this back in like 2017. They wanted, when we talked about giving me a budget for the stuff or whatever, then they ended up banning me and giving my ideas to other people, and then some other people and the Twitch like themselves, they started doing like game shows and all this shit, like monthly game shows and monthly things, events, and so Twitch has tried to do something like this. They just they sucked at it without me, because half that shit were my ideas. So they just didn't know what the vision was. But they tried to do events to keep people in.
When's Squid Games?
I want to be in Squid Game.
I actually want to
Oh my
join
God.
this now. I want to join. I'm actually gonna come.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, really?
2 contestants.
I'm actually
you coming out, man?
I legit want to join. That actually be super fun. I'm like inspired by the Hunger Games stuff. I've never done IRL streaming though, but I think I'd enjoy it. It'd be kind of cool.
I mean, if you want to if you want to be in it, I'll do it in Australia. But we have to stream at 3:00 in the morning for US time zone.
No, I think you'd have to do it in North America. That's where everyone is, right? Like Australia is unfortunately the wrong side of the world, but make a trip to the US to join the Squid Games. Fuck yeah.
My next idea was actually going to be this other thing. It was I wanted to do like 15 people on an island, and then every day they vote each other out based on who's the weakest link with building like survival camps and stuff, and like they kind of like go against each other, split off, make different teams. Like I don't know, like just every day somebody gets voted off until there's the last 2 people, and then they kind of just
Love
like
Island?
yeah, but not gay. So and then they fight it out at the end.
Love Island would be cool.
You know, I don't know, something like that, just to switch it up a little. Because if I do, it basically survive. What?
Equal girls, equal boys. Right?
I mean, no offense, but I mean that'd be kind of nonsense. You got to have like the right kind of people and like the right kind of like.
Ed, I'm telling you, people like the girl and guy dynamic, dog.
I would say about 10 guys. No, maybe like 12 guys and 3 girls. I think that's better.
It's scary.
If you give the guys too many options for girls, then it's more boring. If you make the guys fight over the limited amount of girls, it's better for the drama.
I guess.
But I was thinking about that idea first and the Squid Games later, just because the Squid Games would be like a huge thing, and I just got off a huge thing, and I could do another huge thing. I just think it's, you know, I just don't want to take 2 months off. Like I could do the Survivor thing in a week. You know, that's easy. You know.
Well, the Survivor thing sounds awesome, to be fair.
You know, Squid Games would take like probably a month or 2 to set up, so I don't want to have to take a month or 2 off. I mean, I guess unless I got a production team, but then they would be. I don't know. It's just a waste of money, like I said.
And then Eddie, would the idea be like, you know, combine the Squid Games-esque thing with a KitCon, right? Like take that opportunity, bring that community together.
Yeah, well, why not? I think there's a way to make it all work together, right? But I don't know. Yeah, it'd be about planning it out. Yeah, figuring out what works. Yeah, what timelines work. If like the Squid Game thing is like 6 months away, and then some other stuff in between it that we can pull together, and some other people who we can get involved, and yeah, maybe it's about maybe it's about giving that Squid Game stuff a bit of a lead up. But yeah, this is your domain, Ice. You're like talking about it on like a psychological level. Like you've thought way too much into this. I love it. Like you know how this is gonna work. Like I guess it takes like a very specific sort of dynamic for this stuff to come together, right? Like you gotta like when you're dealing with like real people, like live on the spot. Like I guess how that dynamic kind of works with each other is not something you can just like force. Like you have to like almost think of every situation, right? It's I don't know. It sounds like you've got like what, probably like 100 ideas lined up if needed, but there's only one of you.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I mean, I don't know. I went to college I have my associates. So, I mean, I went for like, I had like what's the word? I was going to do like a double major. I was doing psychology, and I have a business degree as well. So it kind of like, this is like what I'm passionate about, you know, like, it's like, this is my thing, bro. I love psychology. I love business. I don't know. I went, you know, for finance too, but that was, I don't know, it dropped out of that.
You're a finance bro?
Well, I was going to be, but I wasn't too interested in that. I just did it for money.
All right, guys, I'll tell you what, I reckon this has been a super incredible Kick Talk, and it's been really great. I think it's way better format, just having everyone just kind of chill out and talk, opposed to the other kick talks where it's kind of like question and answers. So, you know, it's been
Agreed.
awesome. It's like 3 a.m. here. I'm worried that I'm like, we were talking before about when it gets late and the stream goes on, you get kind of cooked and say the wrong thing and then get in trouble. So I want to be cautious. I'm not going to do exactly that. But guys, Demisux,
Hey, Eddie.
Ice Poseidon, you guys already know them. They're obviously, you're probably already following them. You guys are probably only on this stream because they're here. So I don't really need to shout them out and tell you to go follow them because they're the talent. I'm the one probably. I'm more so the person getting the getting the views here. So show them some love if you haven't already, though. But guys, thank you heaps for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure chilling out with yous, and I think we got to like kind of do it again sometime, maybe.
Yeah, I'm down to come on whenever.
Same. Chop it up.
Is it always at 10 a.m.?
Oh, you can move it around if you want. Like, I don't know. We can make it work. Yeah, it's usually like what you're on the East Coast, eh? Oh wait, no, you're in Texas. So yeah, it's usually 10 a.m.
Central.
Right? I don't know. We can figure it out. This format works though. It's so much easier when it's just kind of almost like a podcast situation. So it's been good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's been good. Yeah. Hey, Demi, we'll talk more about DreamHack if you're for real.
I'll go.
Would love to get you out there. And then Ice, like, if you're for real to keep this conversation going, man, like, let's just keep talking and then keep running it up by Eddie, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, Eddie, do we want to do subs or drop subs on people?
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, we're meant to do that. Fuck it. Let's do like more next week or something. I'm like gonna fall asleep.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You know, yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Cool.
Okay. Peace on streets, guys.
Easy. I'll catch you
Bye.
later.
Good night, all.
Cool, guys. Been awesome kick talk. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, fucking huge shout out to Demi. Huge shout out to Ice. Thanks for them coming on. Just cheers to the the CX community too for hanging out. You guys are cool. We love yous. Thanks to all the verified people as well. I've seen heaps of verified people here on Kick, just like making comments, like really positive stuff. Again, it's great when there's you guys coming in, voicing your opinion, but of course, most importantly, the viewers too. I say this at the end of every like Kick talk we do, the simple fact that there's so many people like genuinely interested in hearing like what the hell's going on with Kick and how we kind of make this place a better place and what we need to work on, how we make streaming better. Like, it's just like the sickest project to be a part of. Like, it's fucking so cool that the people like want to hear what we're up to, talk about it. The fact get to hang out with awesome people like Ice Poseidon and Demisux and everyone else who kind of comes on Kick Talk. It's just, really grateful to all you guys for all the support and stuff. We're going to keep doing what we need to do to try to make this place as entertaining, fun, and the best possible live streaming platform we possibly can make it. Obviously, we know we've got a lot of work to do, but again, having you guys around, the viewers, the people who actually tune in, you guys are the ones that make Kick. And yeah, Andrew, thanks for putting this together, man. Like, these Kick Talks, these are only here because you're grinding away in the background, bringing the guests together, making everyone, keeping it all running. So thanks heaps, man.
Appreciate it, man. They get better and better, and I like the fact that the format is organically evolving. I think we found something here. Every episode just keeps getting more and more fluid and integrates the community even more. So just thanks for even doing this, man. Like, finding a platform that's just even open to do shit like this without it like being choked to death with control gaps is hard to find, man. So chat, I cannot tell you how lucky we are to even be able to talk like this. There's no media platform in the world that has this kind of open discussion. I can say that with a lot of confidence.
Awesome. All right. We need to host someone. Who should we host?